Well, hello there. Welcome to tonight's Fireside Chat with me, Caleb Conan Jones. We are currently streaming live on my Sovereign CEO YouTube channel, my Alpha Male 2.0 YouTube channel, Facebook, and Instagram. No, not Instagram. What did I say, Instagram? At some point, we'll do Instagram. LinkedIn. And I'm going to hang out with you for the next 17 hours, answering your completely inappropriate questions, because that's just how I roll. So let's see if the comments are working here. If you guys could do me a favor and put in the chat the number 2, if you can both see me and hear me, that would be wonderful. And we'll just hang out here for a little bit as people file in. How's everything working here on the stream? Yeah, it looks good. All right. Thank you, Bert Starr. Thank you very much. Thank you, Jan. Thank you very much. Good. I like 2s. 2 is not my favorite number. I like 3 much better. But 2 works. Cool. Awesome. Awesome. I am genuinely the best looking I've ever been. Wow. Well, thank you. I'm pretty sexy. I don't know. I just walk around and women just swoon. Women just go, oh! It's great. Women all over Dubai they just, I'm like a chick magnet. Yeah, it's just easy. Because I have, an 8-pack. I've got multiple Ferraris, I'm living the life like Andrew Tate. I just, they just come here. Let's shoot the shit for a little bit here. Pull up some comments here. Let's see. Answer a few questions, then we'll get rocking and rolling in the hardcore stuff. Thanks to the Q&A, you're right. If you read How to Date Young Women by Ardon Steele. I know Ardon Steele. Steel balls. If so, is there anything that you disagree with or anything you think is just plain wrong? I've never read that book. I'm well aware of Ardon Steele. Is he still alive? Didn't he die? He was an old man. No, I love Ardon Steele. I think he's great. I don't know. I haven't read his book. Couldn't say. Hi, Vadim. Cool. And I know you have an email in my inbox. I am very behind on me emails. I'm going through a thing right now where I have to be the operational CEO for 2 different companies. It's a fucking nightmare. I'm behind on all kinds of things. So I know I have your email. I have not been ignoring you. I will get to it probably in the next 2 days. I promise. So I apologize for that. I'll just leave this comment up on the screen. Can I just leave this comment up on the screen for the entire live stream? How about we just do that? Just leave that there. Are you a smoking hot girl, Turner? Just kidding. Just kidding. Thank you. Do you think that it will be easier for Alpha Males 2.0? Okay, so hang on. Let's cover some ground rules first. So this is going up at my LinkedIn channel and my Sovereign CEO channel. So I will answer woman questions here. But let's try to have a nice mix of both so I don't alienate the guys who don't want to hear about dating multiple women or younger women and that kind of disgusting, barbaric pig stuff, okay? I'm certainly happy to answer some of those questions because this is on the Alpha Male 2.0 channel too. This is where I'm, dangerously merging the 2 brands, which I'm not supposed to do, but makes use that way. Anyway, your question, sorry. Do you think it will be easier for Alpha Males 2.0 to date girls as we go through tougher times the next years? Yes. I have multiple YouTube videos on This Is Our Time. We are the type of men that women gravitate towards when the world goes to shit. So yes, the answer is yes. Let's see, what else we got here? Tanner and Slimmer for, well, thank you. The tan is fake. Every time I do videos, I do, they're called L'Oreal Sublime Bronze Tanning Wipes. And you just wipe them on your face the night before, and you wake up and you're less white. If you're tan, you're more tan. I'm not tan. I'm just less white. But yeah. Do you like Craig Kilborn? Doesn't he have a much more narrow face than I do? He has kind of a skinny face, doesn't he? I have a round face. You guys are just complimenting my looks here. So why don't I just sit back and you guys compliment my looks for the next 2 hours? Oh, God. Where should an Indian move to improve his life? That's too general a question. Two general questions. There's lots of places you can move. Go to my YouTube video, 11 cool countries to move to. Start there. Pick one of those. How are we doing on people filing in? Okay, we're good. Let's see. Do we have any on LinkedIn? No, we really don't. Not yet, anyway. Or do we? Hard to tell. Nah. I hear my wife out there. Thought she was going to bed. Let's answer a few more questions, and we'll do some announcements, and then we'll just chill out and just do questions all night. Let's just sit here all night. The last time I did a AMA, not a live stream, but an AMA, I went for 5 hours. And I will do that again. I'll do that probably in February, where you can email in your questions to me, because I know a lot of you guys can't make this live stream. So you can email in your questions, and I sit there and just read off the questions and answer questions. And last time I literally went for 5 hours. So next time what I'll do is I'll do a Sovereign CEO version and an Alpha 2.0 version to split out the two question answer videos. And if you want both, you can watch both. Do that. Chile used to be on the list for digital nomads, not anymore. Anything changed? Yeah, Chile has definitely regressed. It's not horrible. Chile was fantastic around 2015, 16. It was awesome. They were doing just about everything right. And then, yes, a number of things. Too complex to go into it now with this quick Q&A. But yeah, I stopped talking about Chile. If you recall, a lot of my blog articles, I mentioned Chile, Santiago. And yeah, no, it's very similar to Georgia. Georgia used to be fucking amazing, and now Georgia's, they got rid of that president, and now they're going back the other way again. People love big government. It's very sad. Hi, Caleb, you are echoing. I am. So is anyone hear me echo, please? I'm going to go down the bottom of the chat here. Is anyone hearing me? Can you just say, no, you're not echoing, or yes, you're echoing? I want to make sure it's not me or him. I have a feeling it's him, but I'll wait a sec. Put in the chat if I'm echoing or not. I'm going to wait until I see no, you aren't, or yes, you are. No echo on the YouTube stream. One of you are saying a little bit of an echo. It sounds fine to me, someone says. All right, then I'm going to say no echo. So at least 3-4 people are saying no echo. So sorry, that is on your end. All right, moving back up here. Let's see where are we. Are condoms enough protection for STDs with hookers? I don't have sex with hookers. That's not my thing, but the answer is yes. I've done multiple articles on my blogs of the data behind condom usage. Condoms work. Yes, you're fine. I'm thinking of going to Colombia to slay a bunch of cheap Venezuelan hookers. I don't recommend hooking up with hookers. I don't recommend paying for sex unless you have the two criteria. What are the two criteria? Number one, you can have sex with attractive women without paying for it. Number two, you make a lot of money. So if you have both those things, go ahead and pay for sex. If you don't, you should not pay for sex. Bad for your self-esteem, in my view. What's up, Caleb? My income, my testosterone, my net worth. That sounds really arrogant, doesn't it? I just looked at myself and thinking, like, I sound very smug right now. Well, it's true. Just give you the facts. Shit. Let's see. What is your opinion of Chongqing? I've never been there. I've been to Suzhou. I've been to Hangzhou. I've been to Shanghai, obviously, Beijing. I've never been to Chongqing, and unfortunately, I can't go now because I don't have one of those things you stick in your arm that China is mandating. Matter of fact, even if you have one of those things, you can't go to China right now. You go to Hong Kong. But yeah, so unfortunately, I cannot go to China or Hong Kong, at least for the time being. We'll figure something out. Caleb, Michael, dude, it's Death Wish. One of my heroes from the 70s. Anyway, were you a Tom Likas fan back in the day? Yes. Did you follow his Likas 101 rules? So Tom Likas is a precursor to Black Dragon, which is what I was many years ago. So he was one of the precursors. So absolutely, I have a lot of Tom Likas influences. Did I follow Likas 101? Unfortunately, no, because when I was learning Likas 101, I was married and monogamous to my first marriage. So no, I did not. I agree with some of Likas 101. I disagree with other Likas, but generally I agree with it. Would you, any horny ferrets here, not want to talk about railing pussy? Because not everyone wants to talk about pussy. I know that's shocking. And not everyone wants to talk about business all day, too. How's dating in Dubai compared to other places you've been? What kind of women can you find there? We were just discussing this. Big Firefly just went out to dinner with one of you who was visiting Dubai and was part of our Dubai experience event about a week ago. And we were just talking to him about this. I've talked to several people about this. Dubai is not a good place to date. It is just not. If you're here to date, I don't mean just get laid and slay pussy. To date, this is not a good place for men or women. It's just not. It's a transitory place. It's a very high SMV place, sort of like Los Angeles. Not a great place to date. If you just want to, pay for play, it's fine, especially if you make a lot of money. But if you want to date, find someone special, Dubai is not the place. This is one of the reasons why I purposely got married before I left the United States. I've talked about this because I did not want to factor in the new country where I was moving to. How was the dating market there? I didn't want to worry about that. I wanted to focus on taxes, business, my mission, and not worry about women. So that's why I got married. So I don't have to worry about dating because I'm married now. I have FBs, but that's different. FBs is fine. If you want anything more than FBs, don't recommend Dubai. And frankly, I've said this before, if your objective is getting laid, is chicks, Dubai is not where you want to move, okay, or spend a lot of time in. You want to go to Thailand, right? You want to go to like Vietnam. You want to go to Colombia. You want to go to Brazil. There's so many better places in Dubai if your priority is women, okay, dating or just getting laid. Okay, that's not why I came to Dubai. Now, are there beautiful women in Dubai? Yes, they all come here. But that's not why I'm here. I'm here because taxes, business opportunity, international travel, things like that. How are we? Oh, we're well in the live stream. So here's what I'm gonna do today. I'm gonna answer some more questions, and then in a little while, I'm gonna pause for some announcements. I have some big ones. I have like 4 of them. Get all those done because this is an easy and convenient way to do this. And then I will continue on with the questions, and I will go for as long as is feasible. It is 11:13 p.m. here in Dubai, but I don't mind staying up late because I'm full of happiness and love, stuff like that. So there you go. Hey Caleb, what's your go-to reverse osmosis machine for using abroad? I don't carry with me a reverse osmosis machine. Living abroad, I'm going to do a YouTube video where I'm going to show you the reverse osmosis units I have in my home, but they're hard installed in my house. There's one on the outside of the house, one on the inside of the house, and then one in our showers. I triple filter. It's actually, I filter about 7 or 8 times. The water I drink, I'll go through it on a big YouTube video. I'll go through the whole thing. I'll show you, and I'll take the camera out and show you exactly what I've done, what we've set up here. It's awesome. My water is awesome. Can I ask about location and business? Oh, yeah. So let me clarify. This is for anything. This is the rare times I've done this. You can ask me about anything. Business, 5 flags, women, testosterone, anything I'm qualified to talk about, investing, politics, whatever you want to talk about is fair game in this live stream. I will answer any questions you have on anything. Don't expect me to do this again for a very, very, very long time. I'm just being really, really nice today. So yes, you can ask about anything you like. Anything won't get me banned off YouTube. How about that? I ain't doing an Andrew Tate. Jesus. Let's see what else we got here. Brazil and Argentina are creating a common currency. I will believe that when I see it. There's a lot of big talk down there. Well, keeping the original ones. I don't believe they're going to do it. How does that change your opinion on these countries as well, Latin America as a whole? It does not change anything. I'll believe it when I see it. Latin America says, we're going to do this, and then they never do it. So, no. What do you think of IPL laser treatment? Also, what are your non-surgical cosmetic treatments? IPL laser, is that just laser hair removal? I don't know what that is. I'm not a chick, so I don't really care about hair on my legs and that kind of thing. I guess you can do it in your back if you have a really hairy back. I don't know what that is, so I can't comment on that. Non-surgical procedures for men over 45. If you're under 45, you don't need these. I'll tell you what I do. I do a little bit of Botox. Not much, because I can obviously move my face around, right? So I don't get a lot of it. I have a little bit on my forehead and a little bit on here. That's about it. And I get it like twice a year. Women who get Botox go in every 90 days. I mean, my wife goes in like clockwork every 90 days. Most women do. Most women over like 30 do. Matter of fact, you have women in their 20s not doing Botox because they're doing that as preventative to not get any wrinkles to begin with. My wife, this is hilarious. My wife and I were talking the other day, And I keep going around telling everyone she's 42. And then she realized, she said, you know what? I'm not 42. I'm 43. I just realized I'm 43. I'm like, you are? She goes, yeah. Because she looks like she's, 29. I said, you are? Really? Are you sure? And we got our calculator. I'm like, oh, yeah, you are 43. Fuck. And she doesn't have a single wrinkle anywhere on her entire body. And she's 43. And one of the reasons is she does that kind of. So I do that. And then I also do, I don't know what these fucking things are called. What are they called? Micro needling, where they needle your face. And you have the bloody face. And it forces you to recreate collagen and I guess it's collagen. Those are the two big anti-aging things I do in terms of non-surgical procedures. I don't think these are necessary for any men under the age of 45, maybe 40. Depends on how much you drink. How much you drink. So what is aging? Aging is caused in the face with men or women by alcohol and the sun. I don't drink. I've never been drunk in my entire life. There you go. And I wear a sunblock, 25 SPF every day, and I've been putting it on every day. I'm 50. I've been doing this for over 15 years. There you go. It helps. So, and I drink a lot of water to all the other anti-aging stuff. Brand names for home air filters, and where do you place them? Right over there, you can't see it. Allen, A-L-E-N, Breathe Smart. That is the top of the line one you can buy. So what I do is I have one here in my office. I keep it on all day. Then I have one literally by my bed upstairs in my bedroom that blows air on me all night. So no matter where I am in the house, I'm getting 100% perfect air. Dubai, especially in the summer, doesn't have the greatest air in the world. It's one of the downsides of Dubai. Right now, the air quality is pretty good. In the summer, it's terrible, but I'm not going to be here next summer. So, good question. How do you see commodity-rich countries faring now that the U.S. is declining and less effective at opposing its will upon them? For example, Russia, Venezuela, Brazil, Iran, Syria, etc. Well, those are all very different countries. Russia is probably fucked. Putin, just like President Xi in China, has just lost his fucking mind, is doing anything wrong. He's destroying the economy over there. I talk to and I'm going to get a lot of people now who hate me because they worship Putin. I am in Dubai. I talk to a lot of Russians who live in Russia, a lot. Some of them who are visiting here, some of them are in Russia. And the narrative among the West is that people in Russia love Putin. No, they don't. They used to. They did about 8 years ago, 7 years ago. They love Putin. Today, they're like, fuck Putin. He's fucked us. And they're right. Venezuela is one of the stupidest, most horrible governments in the world. So Venezuela is going to go up and down and up and down and up and down, which is what South America does. Brazil is not a stupid government. Brazil is an insane government, very much like Argentina. Iran, I'm very bullish on Iran long term. They need a revolution there, and they're going to get one. When they get their revolution, Iran, I think, is going to do great. Syria, I don't know. Syria's about 50-50, so it really depends on the country. How to reduce taxes? Start your own business. That's the fastest, easy way to reduce your taxes. Start your own business on the side if you have a job, and start running expenses through that business. You could write off those expenses for up to 3 years without making any profit, at least in the United States. Don't break the law, please. It's an intent to show a profit. Start a business. You want to go crazy, then move out of the country like me, or offshore some assets, or offshore some of your income. Some people believe that is a big reason resource-rich countries find it hard to develop apart from political corruption is foreign Western intervention. That is accurate. I agree with them. Correct. Do you care about EMF, cell phone, and Wi-Fi radiation? So, good question. I've done a lot of reading on this. I don't go out of my way to do anything about it other than simple stuff. So I keep cell phones away from my head. I always use earbuds, headsets. I stopped using an electric razor. I read enough studies on that. So now I use a shave with a blade. Started doing that a few years ago. Actually, maybe 6-7 years ago now. But for most of my adult life, I shave the razor. I don't want electrical fields near my skin. Other than that, do I worry about it? No. I have 3 monitors here. I'm getting radiated to hell. I don't care. It's fine. But I don't want things like right on my skin all the time. I do pay attention to that. And will that make a huge difference? I don't know. But compounded over 80 years of doing that, maybe. So that's my opinion on it. Do I plan on renouncing my USA citizenship in the future? Oh, yes. Are you kidding? Yes, I still pay some American taxes. Not much, but enough where I'm like, fuck. And I got to file these forms. even if I paid no taxes in the United States, zero, and I do pay some, I make enough money where I have to. I still have to file the forms. And if I don't file them, I get in trouble. And so yes, I'm going to renounce. I cannot renounce, or I will not renounce until I have a total of 3 passports in my hand. Three passports. So that would mean 2 passports in addition to my current American passport. Then I can dump my American passport and I'll be left with 2. Right now I'm pursuing Armenian citizenship and 1 of 2 Caribbean countries I'm working on now. It's going to be a while though. It's probably going to be another year or 2 before I get all those done. And I'm in no rush for this because that's a little complicated. But the answer is yes, I am. I was talking to someone, I don't want to mention his name, a big name guy in the crypto space. This was about 6 months ago now, like last summer, I think I was talking to this guy. We had a long conversation on the phone. Big name guy. If I said his name, all of you in the crypto space would know his name, and maybe some of you who weren't in crypto would know his name. But anyway, he renounced his American citizenship. And he basically said to me, he goes, Caleb, I was talking to him about it, and he said, Caleb, you understand, the day I renounced my American citizenship was the best day of my entire life. I said, what? Come on, man. He goes, no, let me explain. And he explained all the emotional components and all the ties and all what it meant to him based on his experiences in the United States and his experiences abroad. And he made some very compelling arguments. Oh, boy. God, that sounds actually pretty good. I don't think I disagree. So the answer is yes, I am. You think we will work shortages over the next few years? I don't understand the question. Will power shift to the employees, or will the employers still be in the driver's seat? Employers will always be in the driver's seat. That's why you should be an employer. No, power is never going to shift the employees unless you go back in time and go to communist Soviet Union. Kim, in the process of growing followers audience for my A2 business, A2 location dependent business. Awesome. Do you advise getting all your social media on all social media platforms and keeping putting out content, market, brand services? You need to be on, if it's an Alpha 2.0 online company, an online brand like I have at Alpha Male 2.0 and Sovereign CEO, you need to be on every social media platform relevant to your niche. Not every social media platform. I'm not on Twitter. I am on Twitter. I got like 12,000 followers on Twitter, but I'm not active on Twitter. I'm going back to Twitter now that Elon bought it. So that's on the agenda. But I'm not on Pinterest because my audience isn't women, right? I'm on LinkedIn, but just for Sovereign CEO, not for Alpha Male 2.0. You see my point? So wherever your niche is, you need to be there. Where your niche isn't, then don't worry about it. So that's the answer. Have you read the Book of Pook? I have not even heard of it. Would you get on one of Brett McKay's podcasts, Art of Manliness, to talk about one of your topics? That's a good idea. Sure. I like him. I refer his testosterone article to a lot of people. So he's a good guy. Yeah. What do I do first? Pay down my personal debt, which is large, or buy gold to hedge against weakening dollar? Pay down your debt, pay down your debt, pay down your debt. Pay down your debt, pay down your debt. If you have any debt, you young guys and some of you older fuckers, if you have any debt, you should not be investing in anything. I've said this 10,000 times. This is where Dave Ramsey is 100% accurate. If you have any debt whatsoever, you should not be investing in anything. And if you have investments, you should pull money out of those investments. Yes, even if you pay penalties, and pay off your fucking debt. That's what I would do if I woke up in your shoes. You cannot have debt. No debt, with exceptions. Business debt and cash flowing real estate debt are the only 2 forms of acceptable debt. Okay? But those are exceptions, right? No, pay off your debt, pay off your debt. Have you read PT by W.G. Hill? No. Perpetual Traveler? No. Have you ever considered Singapore as a tax haven? I have considered it, but Dubai is way better as a tax haven than Singapore. But yeah, it is. Let's see. People talking, no echo. I can't express and appreciate how much of a sacrifice you make being on video. You are an introvert, but I really appreciate how you do so in spite of this, all because of your mission. Yeah, I'm an introvert. That's true. That's true. Now, to that point, and I've talked about this, I'm an introvert, but I'm a high, very socially calibrated, high-performing introvert. In other words, if you met me in a party or at a business function or in real life, some of you have, you wouldn't be able to tell I'm an introvert. And that's the goal if you're an introvert. If you're an introvert, the objective is You've got to get to the point where people can't tell. You are so socially calibrated and socially comfortable. Doesn't mean you have to like it, but you're so socially comfortable, people can't tell. Okay. If you are an extrovert, your goal is to be as organized as an introvert. That would be Arnold Schwarzenegger. Arnold Schwarzenegger, where is he? He's right there. Right there. Okay. He is an extreme extrovert, but he is so organized. You would look at his office and look at his plan, how he operates on his day, like an introvert. Okay. So if you're an introvert that is very socially calibrated, is very socially skilled, socially comfortable, you're a superhuman. If you're an extrovert, as organized and as focused as an introvert, you're also a superhuman. Okay. And most guys don't do either one of those things. Most introverts hate people and they suck with social skills and women and business. And most extroverts just talk and go from one thing to the other, and they're just bouncing around and they can't get anything done. Right? So there you go. In UMS, how can I get help to find a good niche, and how do I promote my business? Ask me that on the Q&A conferences you get once a month, plus the training sessions with the coaches. You ask them too. If there's a great reset, how does it affect Alpha 2.0s with location-dependent businesses? Honestly, can't find much online about how to prepare for it in terms of my own wealth. Too general a question. I have at least 2 videos on my YouTube channel, Sovereign CEO, where I talk about the Great Reset and how you are protected if you have location-dependent income and you have mobility. And again, I'm going to say this again about the Great Reset. And a lot of you guys are very paranoid about this. The only countries at all interested in the Great Reset are, let's just name them. They're not very many. United States, Canada, Western Europe, Australia, New Zealand. That's it. Every other country on the planet goes, yeah, we're going to have nothing but like electric cars by 2030. Yeah, fuck you. They just roll their eyes at this stuff. So don't worry about it. What country I recommend that has low cost of living, is somewhat safe, has easy women, nice beaches and climate, decent internet connectivity, high levels of personal freedom? Yeah, that's like saying, what country is perfect? Caleb, you can be the perfect country. There is no such country you just listed. There is none. Well, I mean, Thailand's close. Thailand is close. Low cost of living, somewhat safe, easy women, nice beaches and climate. Not climate. Thailand's humid. Decent internet connectivity and high levels of personal freedom. Thailand is the closest, but you're asking for, it's like so many guys have, what's the perfect country that's perfect every way? Can I move there? No, there's no such thing. What's a relatively easy learning outlet to learn how to deliver G-spot orgasms? Someone help him in the chat. It's Hypnotica and that other guy. Those are the only guys I know. David Shade is another one. You can Google David Shade. Google him. And Hypnotica, but that's not his name anymore. And that guy with that chubby old guy that used to hang out with Hypnotica, those really confident guys. He had that long gray hair and he was super confident. I forget his name. Hypnotica and those guys. Those 2 guys are awesome for that stuff. I forget their names though. Someone put that in the chat for this guy because I don't remember. Hey, Caleb, I'm 15 years old. This is for 18 and older. I'm just kidding. And now I can't talk about sex because we have a 15-year-old on the call. I'm just kidding. I remember being 15 years old. I'm 15 years old and I want to start my own location independence. Do you think I'm in trouble because I'm a minor? No, go for it. Do it. Shit, man. When I was your age, when I was 15, I was in the back of the class in high school in 1980. Let's see, 1987. Okay. And I was reading business books and I was failing the class or getting a D in the class, but it was because I was back reading business books. And I was making the equivalent of $50,000 a year if you adjust for inflation by the time I was 19 or 20 years old as an associate consultant. And then I started my first business when I was full-time when I was 23. I was making a 6-figure income by the time I was 27 in 1990s dollars because I got started early like you. So you're in good shape. Go ahead. Start. That's fine. The only tricky part is that you got to figure out how to get your checking account done. You might have to co-sign with your parents until you're 16. I don't know what the laws are. They change all the time. That's the only tricky part. Other than that, do it. Why do you look like Nathan Fillion? Okay, I'll take that. What the hell? Hang on a minute. Am I back? Tell me if I'm back. Everything looks fine on my end, but StreamYard is saying, what the hell? Is it better? Am I better? Am I good? Yes? I need a few more yeses. Yes, Caleb, you're perfect. Put that in the chat. If I'm good again, let me know in the chat. I'll wait a second. Good, good, good. All right, thank you. I have no idea what happened. My wild guess was it was my cloud backup software, but I don't think that was the case. We are back now. God, we lost like 30 people on this thing. God damn it. Well, great. I love the internet. Wonderful. All right, sorry about that. Let me go back up here to where I was and try to find it. I gotta find where I left off here. Shit. Hang on. Deep, 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 deep. Hang on. Hang on, hang on, hang on. Okay. All right. Have you started real GH peptides yet? If not, how's that going? I'm on, what am I taking? Ipamorelin with 232 or 242, whatever that is. I have not started actual real human growth hormone yet. The goal is to do that this year. It's expensive, and I don't like spending money, but that's going to run me, to do it right, that's going to run me about $1,400 a month, maybe a little more than that, if you use one of those pens. And I can't justify it by with now TRT testosterone. You make the money back because you're more focused and you work harder. Human growth hormone doesn't do that. That just makes you look better. It doesn't helps you recover faster, but it doesn't make you more focused and more badass. It doesn't do that like testosterone does. So that's the objective. Do you need to throw toilet paper in the garbage can in Paraguay? It depends where you stay. If you stay in a normal Western hotel or one of the newer apartment buildings, no. If you stay in one of the crappy areas, yes. So don't stay in the crappy areas. How do you define alpha? What's alpha's main characteristic that separates itself from a beta? Well, I define two types of alpha male. There's the alpha male 1.0 and the alpha male 2.0. The alpha male 1.0 is the typical guy you would imagine when you visualize an alpha male. The tough, strong. Andrew Tate is a perfect example of the alpha 1.0. Tough, strong, perhaps muscular, but not necessarily. Good with women, confident, loud, brash, but he's outcome dependent. He really, really, really cares what other people think about him. He really, really cares what everyone in his life does. What all his friends do, what his girlfriend, his wife does, if he's dating what they all do, if he's a boss, what all the co-workers and people, he's very concerned about what everyone does. And whenever they do something that pisses him off, he gets really fucking mad and he takes it personally. And because they're disrespecting his authority, and he screams and yells and lectures, and he has up and down drama throughout the rest of his life. Although he's much better off than a beta male. Far better than an alpha male 1.0 than being a beta male by far. It's not even close. Alpha male 2.0 is the equivalent of the exact same guy as the alpha male 1.0, except he doesn't give a shit. He doesn't care what anyone does. He's too busy getting laid, living his mission, living a great life, working on his business, doing good shit. He doesn't care what other people do. Therefore, he's happy because he doesn't give a fuck. That's the difference between alpha and beta. The beta male is neither confident nor outcome independent. So the beta male is nervous, timid, scared. His boss runs his life, or his girlfriend runs his life, or his mommy runs his life, or his culture runs his life, or his religion runs his life. And he's not going to, and he cares about whatever it thinks. It's the worst of both scenarios. Let's see. Thanks for your help. My challenge has been to write a vision and mission. How long did it take for you to come up with the final draft? Was a challenging exercise for you? Vision is easy. So vision is you sit down and write out what your life would look like if it was perfect in 3 to 5 years in all aspects. So visions are easy. Visions are fun. Mission is hard. And mission took me some time. I don't remember how long it took me. I would say a year to get it perfect. Maybe 8 months, 6 months. Missions take time. And you guys under 30 don't have to worry about a mission because it's too hard. So yeah. I was considering the Philippines, but they have common law marriage and community property there. Well, you just see if they have enforceable cohabitation agreements. That's all you do there. They also have child support. Is it enforced? Remember, what the laws written down on a piece of paper in a book somewhere in a country does not mean they're enforced. In Dubai, it's illegal to have, or it was illegal to have premarital sex. It was never enforced. So who cares? So it depends. Is it enforced? Colombia and Paraguay, they have child support too, but it's never enforced. They don't do a thing about it. It's not like America. If you're late on your child support, they throw you in jail. That doesn't happen in South America. Maybe you could find an exception. It's not enforced. So I don't know. Oh, anyway, man is required to pay 30% of income to the mother. Is it enforced? And yeah, is it enforced is my question. I want to live in a country where a state doesn't allow and help women enslave them with their peace. Yeah, I agree. Do LTR slow man progress and lower his driving testosterone? Yes. Yes. So this is why I've said no man should have a girlfriend. Date? Yes. Get laid? Yes. MLTRs, FBs? Yes. OLTR or girlfriend? No girlfriend until you're at least 30. And no one likes it when I say that, but I'm right. Number one. Number two, no moving in with a woman until you're at least 35. Testing, testing. Can you hear me? Let me know if you can hear me and see me. Yes, you can hear. Can you see me? Can you see me? Can you see me? I'll wait till I see you guys say, yes, you can see me. Yes, you can see me? All right. This is not me. This is SteamYard. I'm running ping tests. My internet connection is perfect. I've got 300 plus megabyte download speeds, and SteamYard suddenly says that my internet connection is not stable, which means SteamYard is not stable. Odd. I've never had this problem with SteamYard before. I've had very good luck with them. If this keeps happening, I'm going to switch to a different service next time we do this. So because I have no idea what is wrong, this may very well happen again. If it happens again, just wait and wait about 3 or 4 minutes. You don't need to log off and it'll be back. So I have a feeling this is going to happen again. Kind of shitty. Nothing I can do about it because it's not my internet connection. My internet connection is literally perfect. I was thinking about doing a VPN, but my internet connection is perfect, so I don't think that would help. So I guess I could try that if it happens again, but I don't think it'll do it. So, all right, moving on. Let me go back and find my place again. Fuck me. Hang on. Hang on. Jesus Christ. You guys have a lot of questions. Hang on. Is Harry Schultz still alive? What about W.G. Hill? What about Singapore's tax haven? Did you already ask that question? I don't really answer that question. You said if you live in EE, girls game, you need patience. Why patience per se? Russians and Eastern Europeans are difficult personality-wise, but not necessarily more difficult to get in bed from my experience. A lot of women in Eastern Europe are more traditional, and they require that first and second date. Not all of them. Of course, not all of them. But generally speaking, yes. Yeah. Would a podcast on not losing logic on women be in the cards killed? Good idea. I should do that. Good idea. How do you handle a guy in the 9-day business builder who has no earthly idea what business he wants to start? Are you in the 9-day business builder? We're going to talk about that in a minute. Are you in the business builder? You should reach out to Jeff or Billy or myself. Because the whole point of 9-day business builder is to help you do that. If you're not the business builder and you're asking about it, that's what we do. We actually help you navigate that. And we spend like a month on nothing but niche and what to sell. Spend a whole month on that. So it's so important. Do you use retinol daily? I don't do it daily, and I should. As part of my night routine, I don't do a regular night routine. I have a morning routine, but not a night routine. So a few times a week sporadically. I should do it more often at my age. And so dermatologists in general dole out that script pretty easily. Do I have to find the right derm to get it? No, you could. No, any retinols will work. You don't need to worry about that. Thoughts on passport bros movement, guys checking out of Western dating market to go overseas to find better options. Well, that is nothing new. That's been happening since the days of Roosh. And I have mixed feelings on that. I learned how to date and get laid very effectively with attractive women in the Western world, in the United States, on the West Coast, in the Portland, Seattle area, which is one of the most left-wing places on earth. So now I can go anywhere in the world and it's easy. I didn't say, oh, I have to fly to the other side of the world in order to get laid. To me, that sounds it smacks of beta male. I got to travel to the other side of the planet in order to get laid. It's not very alpha. So I understand why people do it. It is easier in other countries. God, go to the Philippines. Talk about easy. But it just doesn't ring alpha with me. I didn't do that. I never had that thought. Well, I better move to some, shithole country so I can get laid better because all these women in the Western world are just too hard to have sex with. I never had that thought. I said, I got to get good at this where I live here in the United States. And so I better get to work. And I did. So that's my opinion on it. But I understand. You have any tips on how to increase your willpower? Short, concentrated bursts. Number 1, take on only one new challenge at a time, one new change, one new habit at a time. Don't try to do 3 or 4 or 5 things at once, which is what men try to do. Those 2. What do you think of facial yoga exercises to bring out more youthfulness in the face? I think that's a terrible idea. The more you move your face, the more wrinkles you will get. So I disagree. Looking for the video covering the lifestyle changes above 500K. Can't wait. Which video is that? Might be on my list. Cool. What is your plan for Paraguay? I'm going to get an apartment down there this year, either in March when I go for our Get Residency Paraguay service, or I'll be there for a month in June. And so I was just talking to one of my reps down there, one of my attorneys down there, and saying, I don't know if I get an apartment now or wait. I don't know. But I'm getting an apartment down there. Finally pick up my Cedula card. I still don't have it. I have it, but I don't have it with me. And then look at getting, I can't talk about this, more land in South America, but I don't like to talk about that publicly. I've located a problem in a profitable niche, but because the problem is mental health related, it's not mentioned in any of the FB groups, LinkedIn groups, etc. How do I get responses? Don't have an easy answer for you there. Don't have an easy answer. If you have PMs in either a place like Perth Mint or in possession, not going to say, but what do you think? How will they work if CBDCs come in? I'm doing a whole YouTube video on that coming soon. Because a lot of guys are asking this. Governments could reevaluate the gold as Roosevelt did at 35 in the 30s, or just use it for barter. Revalue the gold. Extremely unlikely for that to occur. Extremely. CBDCs are not. Extremely unlikely. And that is irrelevant as to where you're storing the gold. If they revalue the gold, what difference does it make where it is? If it's in your house, if it's in your dad's house, if it's in a safe buried somewhere, if it's in a vault in Australia or Switzerland or Singapore or Hong Kong, what difference does it make? So if people won't discuss it public, I don't know what that means. How much percent is non-USA Europe? How much percent income is non-USA Europe for you as all tax deducted at source country payment processing company? That doesn't make any sense. So no, and what you're saying is not accurate. So the payments are processed. My payments are processed in American. Well, where's Stripe? I don't know. But it does go into an American account, so I pay taxes as an American. But I have massive tax deductions because I don't live in the United States. So I don't care. So you're thinking of it too simply. That's not exactly how it works. It's not like wherever country comes through, that gets taxed there. Now, it is true if you have a legal entity in a certain country, a business entity, it's going to get taxed there as a corporate tax if you receive income from that company. But if you transfer from one company to another company, hint, 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 that doesn't occur. Okay? Or if one company owns another company, one company in country A owns another country in country B, and it just transfers, that's an internal transfer because it's the same ownership. So there's all kinds of legal ways around this. What payment processing you use if multiple? I use all the basic ones. I use wire transfers. I use an American bank. I use a Dubai bank. I use another bank I'm not going to talk about. I use PayPal. I use Stripe. I use crypto. I use everything. Stripe has banned LinkedIn marketing training to my client payments. Well, you have lots of other solutions besides Stripe. I just named several of them. Running personal expenses through a business is Am I back? Tell me if I'm back. And you guys, it is not my internet. My internet is perfect. It is StreamYard. It's not me. It's not me. It's not me. But tell me if I'm back. I'll wait. I'm back. Okay. What I have done is activated a VPN. So now I'm running this through Seattle, Washington. I don't think that's going to make a difference. I think the problem is at StreamYard. But all right, let me go back to the question I was answering. I'm sorry. I'm sure this will happen again. This is very irritating, but hey, this is what you get for free. Hang on. Where was I here? Let's see. Hang on. It'll take me a minute to find out where I was. Okay. My advice is not run a bunch of personal expenses through a business. I did not say that. You don't start a business and run your grocery bill through your business. Instead, you start a business and you run your computer expenses through your business, your internet expenses through your business, your phone expenses through your business. That's all business use. If you start driving around, which you shouldn't be because that's location dependent, run that through your business. Don't break the law. But there are lots of things you can legitimately run through your business account that you can classify as actual business expenses that you are now paying for other things. Okay? Yes, please do not break the law. Please, for the love of God, don't do that. If you announce that Alpha Male 3.0, you know what's really funny on my blogs? Every once in a while, some guy who didn't like my content would say, I'm an Alpha Male 3.0. And that is, and they would describe a monogamous Alpha Male 1.0. Every time. I'm an alpha male who da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. That's, I'm a 3.0. And if you listen to what he says, it's an Andrew Tate type guy who is monogamous to one woman, which means you're an alpha male 1.0. Because alpha male 1.0s get monogamous all the time. How'd you go about getting feedback on Dating Pics profile to continuously improve them? I'm in the US program and I don't think there's anything on it there. We don't offer that service specifically, but you're in the Discord group. Post photos in there. Post your photos, post links, post screenshots, get opinions from the other guys. So they'll help you. Hell yeah. What clothing brands are you currently buying? I don't know and I don't care. For the very first time in the last 3 or 4 years, I bought 2 shirts because when we go out to fancy places here in Dubai, my wife, who buys new clothing every fucking day, literally every week, so I don't know if it's a week because she's a shopaholic. It's her money. I don't care. She's like, could you wear the same clothes? Do you think you might be able, could you like maybe get a shirt? All right, I'll go buy a shirt. Well, can you get like 2 shirts? All right, I'll buy 2 shirts. So this is one of them. I bought another one in there. I don't know what brand. This one is, I don't know. Don't know. Don't care. I think clothing sucks. I would be naked if it was legal. And it wasn't too sunny out because I don't want to sunburn my balls. That would not be good. When can you say a country has unofficially collapsed? Depends on the country, depends on many, many, many factors because you can collapse one of many ways. So it depends. What is the easiest city in the U.S. to get laid? I get this question a lot. Here's the answer. There is no easy city in the U.S. There are normal cities and a few difficult cities. Just don't go to the difficult cities, but there's a whole bunch of normal cities. There's no easy city to get laid in the U.S. Sorry. You want easy, go to the Philippines. Hello, Caleb. Which do you think is better in terms of making money online? Email marketing or e-farming, or are they essentially the same thing? They're not the same thing. E-farming is more of an affiliate system. It's more comprehensive than just email marketing. Email marketing is a little broad. So email marketing is a component of e-farming, and email marketing is also a component of what I do. So there you go. Of the Spanish Hispanic countries, which do you think has the hottest girls? That is purely a matter of opinion. So whatever I'm going to say, half of the guys on this live stream and watching this video, the recording, will disagree with me. So in my opinion, which half the guys are going to disagree with, the absolute hottest girls in the Latin world are Colombians. Women in Colombia. Boom. That's it. Are they perfect? No. But are they hottest? They're the hottest. Yes. Brazilian women are pretty hot. Venezuelan women are smoking hot. Mexican women are very hit and miss. Ecuador women, Peruvian women, hit and miss. Argentinian women are a very particular type. The skinny, white, athletic, skinny girls, that's an Argentinian. Paraguay, where I live, my second home, very specific type. These are small girls, white skin, flat chests, no boob, but the biggest asses you ever seen in your life. If you like that, I like that, then that's it. So that's my general answer. Are you following notable lifespan expansion researchers like David Sinclair? Yes, very closely. Would anyone recommend you Anyone you recommend flying for the typical person? David Sinclair is fantastic. Go for it. Yes. How can I stay in the U.S. per year with an FEIE as a legal resident? How long can I stay in the U.S.? You have two options for foreign earned income exclusion. I always fuck that up. There are two types. To summarize, there's the 36-day one and the 120-day one. The 36-day one is just be out of the United States and don't visit for more than 36 days. 34, 35, 36, one of those numbers. That's it. You're done. Now you get the first $112,000 a year. Tax is tax-free that you earn. Great. If you want to do what I'm doing, that means you have a bona fide residence test. That means you have to be out of the country for most of the year. Your max is 120 days in the United States, but you have to prove to the IRS that you are domiciled in another country. That means you have full residency there. You spend at least 6 months a year there. You have a round-the-year lease in your name there. You have bank accounts there. You have friends there. You have ties there. You can prove that you fucking live there through various means. There's a lot of things you have to do. It's more complicated, but then you can spend up to 120 days in the U.S. And even if you do that, it's not 120 days exactly every year. You want to be under 120 days. If you do 119 days or 120 days every year, you're going to get audited. They're not going to like that. So you would do like 80 days one year and 100 days the next year, 92 days the next year, as low as you can. This year, in 2023, I'm going to be in the United States, man. I'm going to be, under a month. I may be under the 36 days, maybe under 60 days, under 2 months. I'm barely spending any time in the U.S., thank God, this year. Can't stand. I'm going back to the United States, and I'm going back to Vegas, and then I'm going for 5 days. Then I'm going to Portland for about a week after that in February, March. Then I'm off Paraguay. But I'll be in the United States for, 2 weeks? Less than 2 weeks. Woo, good. I'll be back in Scottsdale, Arizona in June, July when it's hot for about 2.5 weeks with Pink Firefly. And then I have no plans to go back to the United States after that for 2023. I mean, maybe I'll go back for Thanksgiving. I doubt it, though. But if I do, that's another, week? If that. So I'm going to be under 2 months this year. Awesome. Thank God. Can't stand the United States. So depressing over there. Let's see. I want to earn money to buy one of your courses for a Mexican minor. Is it too much money? Honestly, is it a good investment? Well, that's a pretty general question. I have 8, 9 courses. I have about 12 mini courses. It depends on what course you're talking about. And it depends on whether or not you will do what we tell you to do in the course. You can buy one of my courses and then never watch any of the videos and never do anything. Most people who buy courses, most people read books, don't do what the books or courses say to do. So if you actually do them, they're the best investment of your life. But you got to do them. That's it. All right, a few more questions. I got a few announcements and we'll get back to questions. I feel a little uneasy using kiss heart emojis, but my women love them and I get 5x back. Do you think I use heart emojis in my texts? Do you think I do that? No, I don't. Is that just my concern or is it a thing? That's a matter of opinion, but I don't do it. Do you use them with women others than Pink Firefly? I don't use them with any women. Ever. Ever. I mean, I'll send a Pink Firefly funny gifts sometimes. That's it. The worst I do is the I'm old school, okay? I'm an old man. The semicolon parentheses smiley face. That's the worst I'll do with a woman. I will not send heart emojis and no. Don't do it. If a woman does not send a breakup text, how do you know you've been listed fitted and don't make the mistake of hitting her up for a date, not knowing you should be in no contact? Because you'll know your pattern. If you see her every week and suddenly a week goes by and you'll hear from her, well, you've probably been listed fitted. Or if you see her every other week and you go by 3 weeks and haven't heard from her, guess what that probably means? That's it. That's it. Sorry. All right, really quick. A few quick announcements. I get a lot of emails about this, and it's confusing, so I'm going to take this step by step, okay? And then we'll get back to your questions in a second, all right? Number one, top of the list. If you want residency in Paraguay, we're doing it again. We're doing it in March, but that's sold out. We are doing it again in June. June or July? Hang on a moment. Make sure I want to give you the right information here. This is where you come to Paraguay, specifically Asuncion, for about 2 weeks. We set you up in a hotel. We cover all of your costs in terms of your apostille, your document certifications, working with the attorneys, your attorney fees. We do everything for you. We drive you around all the appointments. You just sit back and relax, and we give you residency in Paraguay. Legal residency, actual real residency in Paraguay. July 6th through the 17th. However, we're going to do that again. But, if you want to sign up for this, the deadline to sign up is March 6th. The reason for that is post-pandemic, the United States and many other Western countries are taking 3-4 months to certify apostille documents, which is what you need for residency in Paraguay, in places like Paraguay. So you have to sign up much early. So you really can't sign up much past March 6th. So if you want in on this, calebjones.com/events. Last time we sold out. I was shocked. We more than sold out. So we're doing it again. Awesome. Now, next thing. If you want residency in Armenia, this is the fastest, cleanest residency you can get in the world right now. We're doing that. We're doing that in, let's see, hang on. Late May, early June. Deadline to sign up for that, March 3rd, for the same reason, because we have to get all your documents ready. So you come to Yerevan, Armenia. You're going to stay there for about 10 days. You buy the plane ticket, and you buy your food. We cover everything else. We cover your hotel, all local transportation costs, all attorney costs, document prep. We do everything for you. We do all the work for you. And the cool thing about Armenia, unlike Paraguay and Mexico and all these other places, even Dubai, within 25 days, you have your card in your hand. Well, Dubai, you do too. So unlike Paraguay, you got to wait 3 months. And then, you just have residency and you can go back and get it or whatever. Armenia, you've got that card within 25 days. They mail it to you. Or you can keep it there if you want to go back. The cost for Armenia and Paraguay is the same. Again, calebjones.com/events. You can go there, and all the links there for all the events we're doing this year. However, with Armenia, because it's so fast and clean, you have to make a $6,000 deposit with the Armenian government, which they will use. They will probably do a stock buy in a local Armenian company, and that is technically non-refundable. So Armenia costs more. Those of you guys have access to a little more money, but it's guaranteed residency and it's yours within 25 days. It's awesome. It's awesome. Armenia is the shit. I love it. Can't wait to go back. We're doing that. Next thing, we're doing masterminds where I sit down with a small group of 5 people and I coach with you literally all day long from 10 a.m. to like 5, 6 p.m. And then we all go to dinner. Max 5 people in a room. I'm doing several of those here all over the world, including Europe. Okay, so here are the dates. calebjones.com/events. Once we hit 5 people per city, we close enrollment and we cut it off. You can't join. Every single time I have done this in a Western-speaking city, we sell out way before the date. So don't wait if you have any interest in this, if you're in these cities or in these cities. Las Vegas on February 19th, coming up really soon. We have, I think, 2 openings. I don't remember. Don't quote me on that. Seattle, Washington, February 26th. Mastermind all day. It's always on a Sunday. Maldives. I just got my tickets the other day. We can't wait. It's like Bora Bora. We're going to be on a villa in the ocean. It'll be awesome. That's a resort. Or several resorts. That's March 26th. Okay. Scottsdale, Arizona, June 11th. Next one, London, UK. London, I will be doing a seminar on July 29th, a mastermind on July 30th. Okay. Giving you heads up, way heads up in this stuff. Zurich, Switzerland, September 17th. Okay. And then we're doing a big thing in Dubai in November, but you can't sign up for that yet. Okay. That. Next thing, 90-day business builder. We are reopening that as of right now. 90daybizbuilder.com. This is the service where you sign up. You get several of my courses immediately. You get several training videos immediately on exercise you do. And then for 90 days, for a 12-month period, we have live sessions every weekend. Plus you have round-the-clock support from our staff, from my team, including guys like Billy, women like Billy, people like Billy, Jeff, all these other people, all these other business experts who have their own companies. And you build your business completely from scratch. So at the end of 90 days, you're actually making real money. And if you're not making real money by the end of 90 days, we will work with you forever until you do. You can sign up for that now. The next iteration, the next curriculum begins March 1st. So that is your deadline. So February 28th is your deadline. Get on that. Totally tax deductible when you pay for that. That is 100% tax deductible. It's several $1,000s. If you don't have several $1,000s, maybe it's not for you at this time. But you will have a business at the end of 90 days. It's a lot of guys start making money way before 90 days, sometimes way before 90 days. We have had 70 people go through this program, either gone through or they're going through now. Total of 70, more than 70. Doing this again starting in March. 90daybizbuilder.com. One more thing, last thing, and this is confusing. So I've gotten just the last several days, I got 3 or 4 emails about this. We are reopening the other coaching program we have called 500K Business Accelerator. Let's just call it 500K. That is different than the 90-day business builder. It has nothing to do with it. They're 2 completely different programs. 90-day business builder is for 3 months where we work with you to build your business within 90 days. That's all it is. We don't focus on anything else, and there is no one-on-one coaching. It is group sessions with Zoom, live group sessions, plus support, round-the-clock support 24/7 over our base camp. That's 90-day business builder, okay? 3-month program, and it's done, okay? 500K Business Accelerator is nothing but one-on-one coaching with me and a cadre of about 12 different specialists. Business specialists, marketing specialists, time management specialists, meditation specialists, testosterone doctors, tax specialists, whatever you need, it's 100% customizable to you. You get over 30 one-on-one coaching sessions throughout the next entire year. It is a year-long program. And as soon as you sign up, you get every course and every book I have ever created. It's like $13,000 worth of stuff you get instantly. The 500K Business Accelerator is expensive. It is well more than $15,000, 100% tax deductible. Please check with your accountant. It is very different than 90-day business builder. Can you start your own business with the 500K Accelerator program? Yes. We have guys doing exactly that. Instead of the 90-day business builder, they join 500K because they want a full thing over the entire year. Okay? We've got a bunch of guys in that program now. And they're telling me that they're getting more value out of it than they thought, which is pretty amazing considering it's more than $50,000. Okay? If you already have a business and you want to scale it, you can join the 500K Business Accelerator. If you have no business, you can join 500K Business Accelerator. Okay? That is at 500k.io. Very different program than 90 Business Builder. That is also now open now. Cool? Cool. All right. One thing. I got a second. I'm going to put a banner on here so that way it shows all the links. So I don't have to keep repeating this. There we go. Awesome. All right. That's it. Do I want to say anything else about announcements? I think that's all. We are doing a Get Residency in Mexico, but you can't sign up for it yet. That's later in the year. We are doing a Get Residency in UAE, Dubai. You're in Dubai in November, but you can't sign up for it yet. I'm just letting you know that's coming. CalebJones.com/events. Look at the little ticker below. All the links and shit are there. Cool? Cool. All right. Now that's out of the way. Let's do this. Let's see. Where were we? Was I here? I think I was here. Can you comment on the demographic population collapse? Japan and China goes without saying, but how these global trends may affect sovereign CEO strategies in the future. If you're niched, it shouldn't matter. So if you follow my business advice, you're not going to be as affected by this if you're niche. Now, if you want to be Elon Musk and sell things to the entire world, you've got a problem. I don't recommend you do that. I recommend you have a small Alpha 2.0 business. We're making at least $85,000 a year, 100% location dependent, to a very narrow niche. If you want to make more than that, you can make up to a 7-figure income with a very narrow niche. So if there's population decrease or whatever the hell, doesn't really affect unless you're narrowly focused on one country. I probably wouldn't focus on Japan as a long-term play. Focusing just on Japan, I probably wouldn't do that. There will be no Japan in a few decades. But that's the answer. What skills do you recommend we learn? Time management, sales. Start with those 2. Are you heavily left brain dominant? Yes. Are you still in the cardiology niche right now? Yes. How profitable has it been for you? I cannot talk about that publicly. I have made promises, nor do I want to. That is my one business that I keep for myself that I don't talk about. That's a little complicated. If you want to hear about that business, come to one of my live events. I tell all the guys at my live events about that business. I did that in Mexico. I just did that here in Dubai. Come to one of my live events, and then I can tell you when there's no cameras going. I can tell you what I'm doing. I can't talk about it publicly, and I don't want to. Best country for busty Asian women. Philippines, except they're not as pretty in the face. Since online dating has become such a saturated market, do you think average guys that do day game will have potential to really stand out above the competition than those in the digital marketplace? that is no more true than it was back when online dating was easier. So yes, but that's not new. Also, I just did a video, recorded it. It'll go up in a few weeks at my Alpha 2.0 channel about social circle game. Social circle game is the one type of game. There's 4 types of game. There's online dating, night game, day game, and social circle game. All right. 3 of those have gotten harder. Online dating is harder. Day game is harder. Night game is harder in the last 10, 15, 20 years. They've all gotten harder, haven't they? All 3 of them, by far. Social circle game's gotten easier. And there are guys who are very quietly killing it with social circle game. Do a whole video on that. I'm not a social circle game guy, but about 15% of women I've had sex with were via some sort of social circle game. Okay? So I think that was where you should. Well, I shouldn't say that. If you want to do day game, please do day game. Yeah. Has your physical life been one of the 1-2 life areas you've been allowed to focus on a given time in the past several years? Yes. Top purchasable travel hack items that come to mind. Travel hacks specifically. Other than my course, Travel Ace. Go to store.calebjones.com and buy Travel Ace. Other than that, I can't think of anything. Thanks for the Treasure Tuesday. You're very welcome. Teaching acoustic guitar for Frenchies age 35 to 55, good niche. Not quite narrow enough, but close. I would focus more on higher income Frenchies, or Frenchies who are studying to become famous guitar players, or something like that. I would go one level more narrow. Where's your sugar daddy presentation? The mini course will be ready in a few weeks. You're an ambitious guy. So how did you have the clarity at such an immature age to skimp on your high school classes? Most ambitious kids feel the need to ace their high school classes. For some reason, societal programming didn't work on me when I was a kid. I don't know why. I think it's a personality thing. Yes, I had ambitious friends who said, oh my God, I got to get into a good college, so I got to get straight A's. And they would get straight A's. And I'm like, college is bullshit. Bill Gates didn't go to college. He's doing pretty well. I don't need to go to fucking college. Why would you want to go to college? Don't you want to go to get a job and make money and start a company? That sounds like it makes a lot more sense to me. So I figured it would make more sense to read business books in high school than to do fucking homework. And I didn't graduate high school. And by the time I was 25, 26, 27, I was making far more money than any of those ambitious guys who went to a good college. So, and I'm sure a lot of that was their mommy said, you need to go to college. And their daddy said, you're going to go to college. God damn it. Yes, father. Yes, daddy. And my parents did the same thing. My mom was a teacher. My dad had, at the time, 1 PhD. My mom had a master's degree. Today, my dad has 2 PhDs. My mom has 2 master's degrees. My sister has a master's. They were very into education. And my mom was like, you need to go to college. You'll be a loser. I said, no. And most guys go, oh, I'm sorry, Mom. And I went, fuck you. I didn't say fuck you. I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm not going to go to college because you're crying. Are you going to pay my bills the rest of your life? Mom? No, you're not. Oh, then I have to? Well, then I think I'll make those decisions. Thanks. And I don't know why other men or kids or teenage boys were able to do this. Interestingly, I had another group of friends who were really smart, nerdy friends who dropped out of high school and just would fart around their computers all day. And they turned out to be losers too. I had a friend in high school, genius level IQ, super nerd, would work on computers. And I figured, wow, he'll be like, Bill Gates, and he'll like make $1 billion. And I ran into him, years later. I was probably in my late 20s. He was working at 7-Eleven. He was working at a convenience store because he dropped out when he was like a freshman and didn't do anything with his life, just farted around all day. Lissig, low income, smart guy. A lot of you fuckers in that category. You're really smart, smarter than me, but you're not doing anything, so you're not making the money. Stupid. Would you recommend reviewing goals as part of E3D or every morning in addition to that? Yes, I would. I review my goals once a week. I don't do E3D. I do once a week stuff, but I'm a little more organized than those people. So I review my goals every week. And I don't just read them. I visualize them. I look at pictures. I have a whole sequence I follow. Pretty complex, but I do that once a week. Yeah. How many days a year do you have to stay in Mexico to keep your residency card? You have to visit there once a year. You don't have to stay. There's no minimum stay that I'm aware of. How about Singapore as an offshore haven? You already asked that. There are better places if you want tax avoidance or tax strategy, not tax avoidance, tax strategy. There are better places than Singapore. Although Singapore is good. Singapore is awesome. Singapore is, minus their weather, Singapore is as close to a perfect country as there is. Minus their weather and some of their authoritarian bullshit, Singapore's great. I almost moved to Singapore. I just can't do that humidity. I can't do it year round. Caleb, are you doing leverage business, buyout financing, consulting for equity in your healthcare roll-ups? Is there any particular piece of new knowledge you have learned about women in relationships in the past year or two that you wish you had learned much sooner? No. No. I mastered the woman part of my life many, many, many years ago. Now, do I learn new things? Yeah, but they're little things. I don't learn anything amazingly new because I've had that part of my life dialed for 10 years plus. So no, the answer to that question is no. I do learn new things, but they're little, tiny, interesting things. For example, here's some. If you care, what did you learn, Caleb? Little tiny things like female jealousy. For example, Pink Firefly, my lovely wife. I can go have sex with an FB, and she's like, whatever. She doesn't like it. She doesn't love it. Okay, but she's like, But then if she finds out, because she did, I don't hide this. We were talking about this. I showed this to her. I was following some random cute Instagram influencer on Instagram. Okay, never met this woman. No idea who this woman is. She just was hot. So she was on my feed. And I showed Pink Firefly, hey, you should wear an outfit like this chick. Because she was wearing a sexy outfit that I thought would look good on her. And Pink Firefly was jealous that I was following this woman. I've never met this woman. Don't even know her name. Don't even care. But she was very jealous that she was following this woman because she perceived this woman as hotter than her. Pink Firefly has a certain template where certain women she views as more attractive than her. And she finds it, and she gets more jealous about that. Even if I've never met them, never had sex with them. So I can go put my penis inside another woman, and I'll deal with that. But if I'm following a girl on Instagram that's a certain look, she gets jealous. Isn't that interesting? Women are insane. Any thoughts on the recent Entertain developments? Romania seizing his property and not letting him out of prison for another 30 days. No, my thoughts are exactly the same. It is precisely as I predicted. What did I say about Entertain several months ago? He's going to be canceled, then he was canceled. Then I said if he keeps going, I said he will keep going, he's going to be killed or thrown in prison. There you go. He's following the exact same patterns that were very predictable. Do you think there will be demand for teaching people how to craft prompts for AI tools like ChatGPT to produce marketing content? Eventually, I don't think that'll happen right now. I have a second video going up about ChatGPT very shortly where I address some of that. How do the once a week and don't meet her friends? How do the once a week and don't meet her friends rule apply if you met the woman through your social circle, which means you have to meet and or her friends somewhere really when you go out? Okay, guys always phrase these questions. What if you you don't have to meet her friends? Well, yeah, you do because you don't have to do anything. You are in control of your life, not her friends, not how you met her. You don't have to do anything. So you don't have to do shit. So no, you don't have to go meet her when you go out. Now, yes, that is a challenge of social circle game, is that it is harder to not violate the rules. But as I've said 10,000 times, if you violate the cardinal rules, you will pay the price, and it doesn't matter if you had a good reason for violating the rules. Well, Caleb, I had to violate the rule because I had a good reason, because the rules don't care why you violate them. She will not logically think, oh, he's meeting my friends. He met me through social circle game. Therefore, it's okay. Therefore, I won't start treating him like a boyfriend and start giving him drama and start slamming on him about monogamy. That's not how women work. So I don't care what the reason is. What's the reason why you give your OLTR the option to be open with other men? Some guys in space do the one-way open with a monogamous-minded woman. What will happen to most of these guys? I have discussed this on my blogs and my videos for, my God, guys, 10 years plus. Here's the bottom line. Here's the summary answer. Go read my blogs for a more detailed answer. Women in the Western world, in the Western world, okay? I'm not talking about outside the West. Women in the Western world will not agree to what you just said. I'm going to bang all these girls, but you better not, bitch. You can't touch other men. Women will either not agree to it, or if they do agree to it in the Western world, I have never seen that last longer than 9 months. Within 9 months, they will either dump you or they will go fuck someone else to make it more fair. The only exception to that rule is that they are making a lot of money by being with you. Andrew Tate, for example, maybe these women didn't fuck other guys for a while because they were making hundreds of thousands of dollars by living with Andrew Tate. So if you involve money, maybe you can mitigate some of that. But you're probably not going to do that, right? That's not what you're planning on. So this thing of, I'm going to have sex with all these women, but the women will not have sex with anyone except for me, is a bullshit male Disney fantasy that doesn't exist in the Western world. In the Muslim world, maybe different story. Okay. In the Asian world, some parts of it, maybe different story. In the Western world, I'm sorry, that's not going to happen. You're just fantasizing. Instead, what you do is, if you really want to do this, Chiquita, go ahead. And odds are good, especially if she's over 30, she won't want to. My wife doesn't want to. ASD rises as a woman gets older. Now, she's 19 years old and super hot, she's probably gonna. Sorry, but she's probably gonna do it anyway. If you're monogamous, she'll just cheat on your ass. Women who are hot under 23 aren't capable of monogamy anyway. So that's the rationale. You're just pissing in the wind. You're just fantasizing. Well, if I'm really alpha, she won't bang anyone else ever, and she'll just put up with me banging all these hot girls who are hotter and younger than her, and she'll just sit at home like a good little bitch and do what she's told. No. In the Western world, no, if you make her do it. If you give her the option, you will be shocked, the number of women who don't care and don't want to do it. You'll be shocked. That's the other thing. Guys like, I don't know if you're in this category, guys who have this fantasy would be shocked if they actually said, you can go fuck all the guys you want. Go ahead. And when girls go, oh, well, I guess I don't want to now. But if you say, you better not, I'm going to, but you better not, they're like, fuck you. This is how Western women are. Modern day Western women are left-wing feministy chicks. They're not going to fall for this stuff. They're not going to do it. I'm sorry. It'd be nice. I agree it'd be nice. But I have that. My wife doesn't hook up with other guys. She doesn't want to. There you go. Win-win. So I have the same scenario as you, except I don't have to make her do anything. U.S. citizens can only invest in ETFs in U.S. brokerage firms due to tax law. That is incorrect. You do not. You have other options besides U.S. brokerage firms. Wrong. If I'm investing globally diversified ETFs, is it still risky since the account is registered in the U.S.? I think it's okay. And frankly, very few of you asking those kinds of questions have a big enough net worth to worry about that as a real legitimate problem. I think it's okay to be invested in an American, like a Fidelity or Schwab, in foreign-based ETFs. I think that's okay. Now, once you are worth millions upon millions of dollars, it's time to make a change. I have a feeling your net worth is nowhere near that, so I wouldn't worry about that at this point. If a long-term MLTR is getting pressure from a family about your relationship and upsets her, what words of support, encouragement would you give her to help her fend them off? Let me go back. If a long-term is getting pressure from family, well, I've been in that scenario several times, and I think that's a waste of your time. You're not going to give her any magical words to tell her family, to get her family to shut up. Her family's going to be on her ass forever. My girlfriend before Pink Firefly did it for many, many, many years. And her family was on her ass almost every day. And she still saw me for almost 6 years straight. So what I say, now here's what you do. Tell them, say this, and then they'll shut up. It's not how people work. You just act outcome independent, be outcome independent, love her, make her come when you have sex, be the most amazing guy she's ever dated. Don't tell her what to do. Don't give her drama. Be awesome. Follow the cardinal rules and you'll be fine. And yes, you will eventually leave and then she'll come back. I have a 94% return rate. This stuff works. You can't change other people by saying certain things. Okay? What will happen to Hollywood after the U.S. collapse? Hopefully they'll go fucking bankrupt. Would you mind sharing your hockey stick progress events or moments that made massive momentum? Well, I have a video on that. If you look at the video on how to make more than $500,000 a year, I think that's the end of the video, I actually chart that out. I actually chart out my income and the hockey stick events that I have. It was a live stream I did, so you have to go to my channel, click live, and it's in there. You'll find it. I did it maybe 5-6 months ago. Can you use your Paraguayan cedula to travel and stay in most South American countries without any stay limit? I think I know the answer to that question, but I don't want to answer it and give you some wrong information. I don't, so I don't know. You can definitely go there and stay there for quite a while. Can you stay there for a year? I don't know. Probably not. So could you use your Paraguayans to do it to go into Argentina and stay in Argentina for 3 years? I don't think so. But I don't know. Don't know. With recent development in AI, do you think it's time for people to position themselves as authentic human content creators, especially as AI content will be watermarked in the future? Yes. Notice how I don't give a fuck about AI. Get AI to be me. Do it. You can't. Now, someday you will be able to do it. That could be decades down the road. By then, I'll be doing something else. But get ChatGPT to act like me and go on video and do what I do and say what I say the way I say it. Good luck. Now, that'll happen. But right now, it's not going to happen for a long time. I'm going to be pretty fucking hard replaced by any AI. Eventually, yes, we will all be replaced. I've talked about this. And I've talked about it again. I just did a video on 30% chance of this and 40% chance of that, 20%. I went through a video of that. But yeah, I'm just not concerned about it. So yes. Let's see. Hi, Caleb. If I'm selling an information product at $97, I need to sell 2.4 a day to make $233 a day. Yeah, okay. You're not factoring in business expenses. You need to actually sell more than that. If my sales page converts at 0.5%, I need 43.8 leads per day. How do I get them without ads? Oh, a number of ways. Social media, number one, lots and lots and lots of free, high quality, organic content. Option number one. And you can do that through video, audio, podcasts, blogs, or a combination thereof. LinkedIn articles, there's a lot of ways to do that. Number one. Number two, posting on Facebook groups and DMing people. Got to be careful, but that does work. Number three, going on other people's podcasts, other people's YouTube channels, and using their audience and getting their leverage, something I've been very poor at because I run 3 companies, I'm kind of busy. So those 3. Am I getting some head there? Right this second? Let me check. Is there a chick under my desk? No. Check back in a few hours. I'm just kidding. That's a big thing for a lot of girls, like sex in the office, sex on the desk. That's a hot thing for a lot of girls. When you're like a businessy guy like me, they're like, I want you to fuck me on your desk. Like, all right, sure. I'm playing that. All right, let's see here. If someone made a business in the West that earned a 7-figure salary, they would be an exception. Would they be an exception to the rule of having to move out of the West? If you made a 7-figure salary from your business, you should move out of the West. You are the dumbest person in the world if you don't move out of the West, because that means you're paying $500,000 plus a year in fucking taxes. To me, that means you're stupid. Now, if you make $40,000 a year and you're paying $15,000 a year in tax, fine. $10,000, whatever it is, that still sucks. But fine. You make $1 million a year in the United States, and now you're going to pay $500,000, $600,000 a year in fucking taxes just so stupid rulers like Biden and Trump can go bomb a bunch of countries that have never attacked us and bail out billionaire bankers and give it to people who haven't had a job in 5 years and sit at home and watch TV all day. You're a fucking moron if that's you. So you're actually more incentivized to leave the country. I make income at perhaps that level. I would tear my hair out if I was still in the United States paying those taxes. Why the fuck would I do that? Ugh, scary. Hi, Caleb. Thanks for your help. My challenge, already answered that question. Okay. We've been doing more updates to blogs, articles, and video form. Those are fantastic. Never. That was not profitable, so I will never do it. Let's see. How to evaluate local stores for buying gold and silver? Good question. How long have they been in business? That's the main question. How long have they been in business? If they've been in business 25 years, you're probably safe. They're probably good. They're probably not selling crap because they would have been called out a long fucking time ago. If they've been in business 1.5 years, I wouldn't go there. Only places that have been in business a long, long, long time. Do you still recommend all-weather portfolio for someone who doesn't want to put an effort into investments? If you're talking about the permanent portfolio, yes, I do. Over time, that will not be enough, but it's still okay. Does HGH increase lifespan, not just improve physical appearance? It can, depending on other factors. It can. That's not what it does automatically, no. But when combined with other factors, it can. Yes. Do you still own 30% of your cash as gold? Fuck yes. Are you insane? Have you checked inflation lately? You're dumb if you don't have at least 30% of your cash in gold. Fuck yeah. Alpha male sounds the same as Sigma male. Go to my Alpha Male 2.0 channel, search on Sigma male. I did a whole YouTube video about that. Can you make videos on how to start a consulting business on IT, how to start, how to approach clients? That is a little too narrow for a video for me to do. And I could certainly teach that, but the last time I did that was 30 years ago. I'm a little out of practice on that particular thing. So the answer is probably not. However, you need to buy my course, the 6-Figure Location Independent Consultant. Go to store.calebjones.com. I think that course is about $800-900, tax deductible, and it'll tell you exactly how to start a 6-figure location independent business, because that's how I make my money. That's how I made most of my money in the past 25 years as a consultant. It's awesome. What percentage of your assets do you have in gold? I do not answer those types of questions. I do not answer how much money do you make, Caleb? What is your net worth, Caleb? How many women have you had sex with, Caleb? And where exactly are you rating your investments, Caleb? Those are the 4 questions I do not answer. I discuss my blogs. I have a whole article as to why I don't answer those questions. Why does it seem like all the countries, the hottest white women are collapsing? All the white countries are collapsing. White people are fucked. White people have shot themselves in the foot so many times. Yeah, it's over for white people. Sorry, you guys fucked it up. So what are the best countries for dating shore women that aren't collapsing? What's shore women mean? I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. Don't understand. Oh, white women? What are the countries for dating white women that aren't collapsing? The only answer to that question would be South America. Southern South America, so Paraguay, Argentina. Southern Brazil, they're pretty white down there. And they're not collapsing. They're not doing well. They're insane. They're chaotic, but they're not collapsing. So that's it. I mean, even Russia's collapsing now. I mean, all the white countries are collapsing. Way it goes. I read good comments and posts about Brazilian and Mexican women, but nothing about Argentinian women. What's your opinion on the Argentinian women and their mentality? Are they way better than Russian women? Just about all women on earth are way better than Russian women. That is a pretty low bar. That is the only race of women that I refuse to date is Russian women. So yes, Argentinian women are better than Russian women, but all women are better than Russian women for long-term dating and things like that. Argentinian women are they're not as friendly as the Brazilians and the Mexican women. They're not as down to earth. They're a little more, they're not bad. They think they're a little better. They look down. Argentinians in general look down on other South American cultures because they consider themselves European, even though they aren't. It's kind of an interesting dynamic in Argentina. They're not bad. They're great. Argentinian women are great. It's very, like I said earlier, it's a very particular type of woman, very particular type of look. But yeah, they're fine. Caleb can be more selfish in bed with a sugar baby. I like to please a woman so it doesn't sit with me to be selfish, but then again, I'm paying to please her. What are your thoughts on this? Thanks. The only question is, do you want to keep seeing her? Do you want her in your life, to remain in your life? Yes or no? If the answer is no, I don't give a fuck, do whatever you want. Doesn't matter if you're paying her. If you want her to stick around for a long time, yes, you have to treat her like an FB and follow all the cardinal rules, which means she orgasms every time you have sex. If you want her to keep around. If you want her to stick around for years and years, yes. Again, women are not men. Women are not robots. Women are not computers. They're not going to say, he is paying me money so he can treat me like shit in bed and I will keep seeing him, because that's not how women work. Sorry. Not how women work. It would be nice if they were like that, but they're not. I know and trust years of research you've done. I'm a trained physiologist. May I just say, swapping out all of my protein shakes with collagen, pure aminos, and beef organs. Incredible. That's awesome. Let's see. Hello. What the hell? The Matrix is back. Greta Thunberg is coming for you. Hey, Greta Thunberg won, folks. Andrew Tate is sitting in a Romanian prison, and Greta Thunberg is walking around with a big smile on her face, doing these fake cop poses and shit. The left won, and they won a long time ago. You Trump supporters are insane. Focus on yourself. Focus on location-dependent income, your woman life, your inner circle, if you have a wife or girlfriend or children if you have them, and that's it. Focus on that. Greta Thunberg, make fun of her all you want, and I do. She won. Her side won. The bad guys won 20 years ago. And there's no going back. Sorry. You guys lost a long time ago, including Andrew Tate, as I predicted. Recommendation to hiring cold call sales rep for B2B on Upwork, pay commission only. I don't pay them as long as they don't close. What commission percentage do you recommend? I can't answer that question because Upwork, yes, go do that. I can't answer that question because I don't know what the margin is of what you're selling. If you're selling something extremely high margin, you can do 20, 30%. If it's lower margin, you do 10%, maybe 5%. If it's lower margin, high ticket, depends on how much it is and what the margins are on it. Then I can answer that question. So I don't know. Hang on. Our industrial greenhouse facility is a good niche. Yeah, that sounds great. Is it fair to say that all sugar babies are FBs, but not all FBs are sugar babies? Is it fair to say that all sugar babies are FBs, but not all FBs are sugar babies? Oh, my scenario? Yes, that is fair to say. What percentage of yours salt versus sugar dating? I have no active salt women right this second. Salt daddy game takes a lot of time. And so my deal is if you're going to do sugar daddy game, get from zero to the good stuff and get back to work and build your mission. So right now I have no salt women. I've done it several times, but not right now because I'm too busy working and building my mission. I have big goals. I have a lot of shit to get done. I can't spend all this time on my sex life. I hear the internet is good in Singapore. You are really loving Singapore, bro. You got to get off the Singapore thing. Maybe you should move there. This problem with this live stream has nothing to do with my internet for the fourth time. This is StreamYard. How about Singapore as an offshore haven? I think I answered that question twice. Let's see. Would you sleep with an escort with protection? I don't have sex with hookers. That is not my thing. I wouldn't sleep with an escort at all. It's just not my thing. I have friends who love hookers, and that's fine as long as you have the two criteria. You can get laid with attractive women without paying for it, and you make a lot of money. Then do whatever you want. Have sex with all hookers you want. Yes, wear a condom. It would be fine. Yes. Okay. Still scrolling down here. Here we go. Here we go. Should black guys wait for overt signals like eye contact when approaching non-black women during a gay game and at bars and clubs in the USA? I'm going to say no, but I'm not a day game guy. So you really shouldn't. I'm not the guy to ask. I'm not the guy to ask for that kind of stuff. So when you do day game, did you rely on eye contact? No, I did not. Hell no, I did not. When I did day game, I didn't rely on anything. I just walked up and said, hi, you're hot. I didn't say you're hot. If she's hot, I went and talked to her. Yeah, no, I did not rely on that. But I'm not black. I don't live in the United States anymore, thank God. And I'm not a day game guy, so I'm really not the guy to ask. I wish I could help you with that. I don't want to give you incorrect information. Best country for starting a six-figure location-independent business and slaying beautiful women. Your question makes no sense. You can start a location-independent business in any country in the world, including communist China, including Bangladesh. As long as you have an internet connection and a VPN if you need it, it doesn't matter what country you're in, anywhere on planet Earth. Slaying beautiful women depends who you like in women. What your definition of beautiful is, I don't know what it is. I know what my definition is. Hey, Caleb, currently working to save up money and quitting my job next fall to do the 9-day business builder. Could I get to $2,000 a month working on it full time in those 90 days? If it's full time, fuck yes. We have had guys in that program get past $2,000 in 6 weeks. More than one did that. We've had at least, I don't want to give the number because I won't be wrong. Several guys didn't have to wait 90 days, way past 2,000. So fuck yeah. If it was full time, yeah. Looking forward to Founder Sanctum. Can we get a preview or teaser? Had to push that off. It's probably going to be March now, I think. Yeah, it's probably going to be March. And that is going to be our 4th coaching service, and then I'm done with coaching services. Fuck. I have too many. I have 3. I'm going to add one more and I'm done. That'll be between UMS, which is the less expensive one, and 90-day business builder, which is somewhat expensive, but not crazy like $500K. So that will be maybe $300 a month. And that will be where we work with you, kind of like support through 90-day business builder, that kind of support through our base camp. We help you with business stuff and 5 flag stuff. And it's more interactive. It's more one-on-one, but it's not one-on-one coaching. It's one-on-one support. So it's almost like the support function of 90-day business builder in its own little package. It's kind of what it is. And if you are a member of UMS and Founder Sanctum, you get a 50% discount on your UMS membership. It's pretty cool. So, because I know there's going to be a lot of guys who join both programs because they're comparable in price. 50% discount on UMS if you join Founder Sanctum. So there you go. Hey, Caleb just started listening to you. Cool. Followed you on Black Dragon Days. Cool. How to schedule other LTR dates while married? Do you pick a day or something? That's up to you. That's completely up to you. It's your schedule is up to you. I'm married. My schedule is up to me. I don't understand what your question is. How to schedule them based on your time? You're talking about when I see my FBs. Yeah, I have a schedule. I share my schedule with my wife, and I literally, this is going to make you laugh, but I do this. I don't have to do this. I do this as a courtesy to her. I put in whenever I see an FB, Thursday noon, it says FB. The schedule literally says FB. And Pink Firefly, my wife can see it. So she can see when I'm going to see FBs. And I do that because I've talked with this. Some women in OLTR marriages or relationships are less jealous when they know everything that's going on. Pink Firefly's in that category. Some women are the opposite. When they know what's going on, they get more jealous. So they don't want to know anything about what's going on. You got to figure out which category your wife or girlfriend is in and then calibrate accordingly. Because I've dated women who were the opposite of that. When they knew, they would get really jealous and it was bad. So they're just like, man, I don't tell me, I don't want to know. Fine. Pink Firefly was the opposite. I was dating someone who was in that first category where she didn't want to know. Then I started dating Pink Firefly as an MLTR and later as an OLTR girlfriend. And I figured she didn't want to know. And she started getting really jealous because she didn't know what's going on. And one day I showed her my phone. And she was all these chicks. And she was like, ah. So when I showed her everything that's going on, showed her pictures. Her name is Susie, and she's 19, and she works at remember? And I went through all this stuff, and she goes, oh, okay, now I don't care, or cares less. So that's what I do. So essentially, your priority is business and women. No, my priority is freedom. That is my priority, and a subset of freedom is business, location-dependent business, and sexual freedom. I have another big priority, which is my physical health and my physical fitness because I'm in my 50s. That is a huge priority for me right now. So I have several priorities, all based around freedom. Are you familiar with Dr. David's clip? Answered that earlier. Yes, he probably wouldn't recommend human growth hormone. You're putting words in his mouth. Show me the link where he says, don't take human growth hormone, and then I will watch it. I've not seen him mention that. Caleb, Bob Bly says that putting fake testimonials on your website is illegal. Is this true? Yes, that is fucking illegal. Yes. Are you kidding? Yes. GPT-3 generates great reviews, and you don't even have to ask nicely. Do not lie when you're selling anything. And the United States government will crack down on that shit, and they have. If you say things like, after this, it will not be at this price anymore, and then it is that price, or never be above this price, and that's illegal. You got to be super careful when you market stuff on the internet. You cannot lie. No, do not put fake testimonials on your website. That is blatantly illegal. Now, if you're a brand new guy starting out, no one's going to know. Do whatever you want. I don't lie, so I still wouldn't do it. I certainly couldn't do that. Fuck no. How old are you? I am 50. Turned 51 in April. Would like to see a full podcast and not using guy logic and women. Oh, you would also. A big one for me. All right, I'll do it. Actually, hang on. Let me put that in my video to-do list so I remember. Hang on. I have so many spreadsheets. I am like Mr. Spreadsheet nerd from hell. Alpha 2, that is an Alpha 2.0 topic. Don't use logic on women. I'm pretty sure I did a podcast on that. Go to my podcast, Alpha 2.0 podcast, but anyway, I will do it. It's good video topic. Hang on, I need a drink. Hang on a second. Sweetheart? Sweetie? Thought I heard her out there. All right, I was going to have her come in here. Pink Firefly? Okay, she's either she walking the dog or she went upstairs. All right, moving on. Let's see here. Have her come in here and do a little dance for us. Just kidding. She'd be so pissed if I said that. She's like, oh yeah. Where the hell am I in these comments here? Here we go. Can you recommend some high-ticket niches for doing location-independent Alpha 2.0 e-commerce? Far too general a question. There are literally tens of thousands of those. Too general. Does Billy share your opinion about the collapse of the Western world? If so, how is she preparing? We actually have not discussed that particular topic, I don't think. My wild guess is no. That'd be my guess, is no, or I don't want to put words in her mouth. Maybe I should ask her on the next podcast we do. We were going to do a podcast tonight, but we ended up not doing it. I should ask her. I don't know the answer to that question. We have never discussed that particular topic. I don't discuss a lot of Five Flags stuff with Billy other than when we do implementation for like get residency programs for Paraguay or Armenia, because she's heavily involved in those. She'll be in Paraguay, probably both times. She will probably be in Armenia. So she's involved in those processes. But regardless, I don't think she has any strong opinions on it. So. I get laid like crazy in different countries, not just easy mode, but abroad in general. But here in Germany, I struggle extremely. I have heard this. You are not the only person I've heard this from. I have heard this. So I have 100 plus lay count, but still frustrated here in Germany. Any advice? Guess what? What do you think I'm going to tell you to do if you live in Germany? Guys, what do you think I'm going to tell him? I live in Germany and I have this problem. What should I do, Caleb? Get the fuck out of Germany. Germany is the worst country in Europe. It's going to collapse first. Get the fuck out of Germany. It is probably the worst place to be in Europe for both business and women. Germany is the California of Europe. Don't live in California. Don't live in Germany. Great place to visit. Let me clarify. I don't want to piss off Germans. I love German people. Oh, I can't say it. There's something I want to say about a woman in my life, but if I say it, you might find out things. Shit. Anyway, I love Germans. Okay? Germans are great. I love German people. They're wonderful. And I mean that. They're awesome. I love visiting Germany. Pink Firefly loves visiting Berlin. She loved it. Don't live there. Fuck. Are Pink Firefly's tits real or fake? Fake. Fake, but perfect and top of the line. She got them where all the famous Hollywood celebrity women get them. Extremely expensive. Extremely expensive. And they are perfect. So here's what you want. This is my opinion. Okay, this is Caleb's opinion. This is not Alpha 2.0. What you want are big tits that look fake but feel real. And I had this opinion way before I even met Pink Firefly. Big, perfect looking, where they're fake looking because they look so perfect, but they feel like real boobs. Those are the perfect tits. That's what she has. She is triple D. Triple D, and she's lost a bunch of weight. We both lost a bunch of weight. She's hitting the trainer hard because she lives in Dubai now, so she has to compete with all the hot Dubai babes. She almost has a six-pack. As of right now, Pink Firefly, I would say an actual six-pack. She wants to be a fitness influencer. She's got that shape, that like shape where you can see the six-pack. She has that already. That is so hot when you have like this flat, muscular stomach and these hello, beep, beep. Yep. Any advice for men who have zero friends and don't really care to have any? You just described me. I have friends, but they're distant friends in other countries, other places. I don't have friends I hang out with. I'm an introvert. If you don't care to have any, what is your concern? You're good. You're fine. Don't worry about it. Get to work. Get to fucking work. So let me say that. If you have no friends and don't want any friends, fine. But you better use the time that you would be spending with friends building your Alpha 2.0 business, building your infrastructure, working on your mission. Don't say, I have no friends and I don't care, and you play fucking Fortnite all day. That's fucking dumb. That's the problem with guys with no friends. It's not they have no friends. is that they're nerds jerking off on their computers all day and not getting to fucking work. Lissig, low income smart guy. Don't be that. Having no friends is okay. Being a lissig is not. And there are too many of you fuckers, many of you on this live stream, in my audience, who are in that category. You're lissigs. You're low income smart guys. That's not a place you want to be, especially in a collapsing Western world. With all the shit going down, the last thing you want to be. You want to be low income anything. Staying a few weeks in a small town in the US, 300K people within 20 miles, getting 1 or 2 matches per day on Tinder, Bumble, normal or an issue with my profiles? No, I've said this many times. The minimum baseline for a city to do proper online dating with any app, Tinder or anything, is 400,000 people, and that's really fucking pushing it. 1.2 million is better. If you're at 300,000, I'm sorry, guy. You're going to have to do day game. You just have to do day game. Sorry. That's the way it works. That's the way it goes. Why not use trade journal ads for the mental health business? Do it. It's a great deal. Am I too old to create a location-independent business at age 38? No, you're not too old at age 65. Colonel Sanders of Kentucky Fried Chicken wasn't successful. Didn't start that. He wasn't successful at KFC until he was in his 60s. So are you too old? No, you're not too old. You're young. You are way younger than me. You're younger than my wife. You're a youngin'. You're young. What the hell? Why do you think that's old? Does the 2% rule mean that for anything less than a 1 in 200 chance, you don't worry about it? Well, I'm not good at math because I didn't go to college, but no, I think that is I guess that's right. 1 in 200? 2 in 100? Yes, that is correct. Don't worry about it. So 1 in 1,000 chance is not worth stressing over. Correct. That is exactly right. When the U.S. collapses and loses reserve currency status, what currency will you charge in? I don't know. It depends on what the currency is at the time. I couldn't tell. Whatever the dominant currency is at the time, whatever most people are using, use the currency that most people are using if you hate it. So I use US dollars. I hate US dollars with a passion, but that's what people fucking use, so I fucking do it. Okay? Also, how you transition this new currency. I'll just do it. Plus, I'm already international. I bank all over the world. I have bank accounts all over the planet. I have currencies. I have all kinds of currencies. I'm already good to go. I'm already set up for the collapse of the United States. So when the United States collapses, I'll be okay. Most of you guys will freak the fuck out and try to re-elect Donald Trump again. I'll be fine. I might be pissed off and inconvenienced, but I'll be okay. I notice your live streams are quite late in Dubai. Yes. How do you fall asleep quickly? How do you fall asleep quickly after working on the computer late at night? I do everything I talk about. First of all, I exercise really fucking hard every day. I go to bed tired. Number one. Number two, I have all the blue light disabled on all these screens, including this light up here. I don't have any blue light going on right now. It's all disabled. Okay. On all my devices, I have 2 phones, screens, lights, blue lights disabled on everything. How soon do you offer personalized coaching after offering ebooks or online courses? Whenever you want. Whenever you want. There's no right or wrong answer to that question. Okay. What are some good examples of goals in content marketing? Content marketing. Monthly income goal, and then weekly activity goals. What will you do every week? Set specific activity goals. Minimum 15 hours per week working on marketing in your business once your business infrastructure is set up. There you go. Hey, Kill, what are your opinions on electric cars? I know you don't like to own a car, correct? But if you were forced to choose between a gas and electric car, which one would you rather have? If I was forced to own a car, I'd probably have a Tesla. I'd probably have an electric car. Those are pretty badass. Pretty cool for cars. Yeah. So far, what is the single most defining moment of your life? I didn't have a single defining moment. I had several. If you put a gun in my head, maybe pick one, but it wouldn't be only one. It would probably be my conversion to Alpha Male 2.0 in the year 2007. But that's not the defining moment. I had several of them. But that was a big one. Definitely, definitely. Let's see. You guys are still thinking that the problem with this live stream was my internet. It's not. It's StreamYard. How will the Chinese succeed the coming decade despite a collapsing population? China will be the least bad of collapsed empires. So for you to say China's going down, but America will do just fine, that doesn't make any sense. For you to say it's not like China will do great and take over the whole world. You'll have a whole bunch of collapsed empires, and China will be the least bad one. Eventually. China, I've said this 10,000 times. I've been saying this since 2014, way before Peter Zeihan was a big thing on the internet. China is going to have very serious problems over the next 20 years. Extremely serious problems. But China, at least before 2019, wasn't stupid. America is nonstop stupid. Europe is nonstop stupid. Canada's nonstop stupid. Australia is nonstop stupid. China was very smart up until 2019 before they started losing their minds. So now they're not stupid, but they're insane. For some reason, they decided to become an authoritarian dictatorship. They went from a very intelligent authoritarian oligarchy to a psycho dictatorship for some reason that I don't understand. I don't understand Chinese politics, internal politics, well enough to understand why that occurred. But it's not like they suddenly got dumb. They're doing some crazy shit over there. So we'll have to watch and see. But that's my basic answer. Is having MLTRs basically the same as polyamory? Not necessarily, because polyamory implies or usually states that all the women you're dating also are dating a whole bunch of guys. So you're dating 3 different women, and all 3 of the women are dating 2 or 3 other guys. It's a big polyamory party. So no, not necessarily. Please give us examples of personal freedoms that you have found in Dubai, but not the US. When my wife got her driver's license, 10 minutes. Boom, in and out, 10 minutes. Her driver's license here in Dubai, 10 minutes. When I have to renew my driver's license in the United States, an hour. Even if I schedule it, it's an hour. I mean, that's just off the top of my head. How many times have I been harassed by cops in the United States? I did a whole video on this. All the fucking time in the United States. How many times have I been harassed in Dubai? I've lived here for 2 years and been busy here often for 4 years. Literally not once. Never. How many times have I heard of anyone who's lived in Dubai 5 years, 10 years plus, been harassed by the cops here? Not one. I know a lot of people here in Dubai. Not one. And I've asked them this. Has ever been harassed by the cops? Ever, not once. Can you say that in the United States? Are you fucking kidding? Not even close. That's just a goddamn police state. Recently looked up Paul Janka. The guy used to be alpha as fuck, and now sadly he seems beta to the max. Was he an inspiration for you, and what are your thoughts on him now? I've talked about this many times. He has followed the same exact standard pattern that all ex-alpha, ex-PUAs follow. I could name 6, 7 guys right now. Roosh, Tucker Max, Paul Janka, Neil Strauss, Mystery. I could name 10,000 guys. They're alpha as fuck. Then they hit 35. This is the year that men have their midlife crisis, age 35, and they go, I want more to life. And I never thought about settling down with someone, so I don't know what to do. So I'll just get monogamous and be a beta. And then they get monogamous, and then they become betas, and they gain weight, or then they take the God pill and convert to Christianity if you're Roosh, or Islam if you're Andrew Tate. By the way, Andrew Tate's going to do this too eventually if he gets out of jail. He will follow the same pattern. He will marry some girl and get monogamous, or his version of it, and it'll, he's following the same pattern. I think he's a perfectly fine guy. I have no problem with him at all. But he's just following that standard pattern that men, alpha male 1.0 is following. He's following the alpha male 1.0 pattern. Is having 3 photos on Timber Bubble still the best? Yes. Some apps like Hinge require 6 photos. I'm aware of that. Yes. Women look to disqualify, so that means the minimum number of photos. I'm aware that some apps mandate more than 3, then just do your best. Will there ever be a sovereign CEO version of UMS down the pipeline? Yes, I just talked about it. It's called Founder Sanctum. It is coming in March. April. Yeah, March. Right. Best tips to find cheap hotels accommodation. Hotels.com, sort by price and location, but don't use hotels.com to book the hotel. Actually, Google the name of the hotel once you find it and book directly to that hotel. You recommend staying with Alpha 2.0 biz for 18 months, 15 hours a week, right? Does that mean not pivoting at all? Not for 15, not for, excuse me, God, I can't talk. Not for a year and a half, no. Minor pivots in how you operate your business, of course. But saying, I'm going to sell this to this niche, no, and I'm going to change my whole mind and now sell this completely different thing. No. Continue the same marketing regardless of results. No, I didn't say that. No. I'm saying not changing what you're selling or your niche you're selling it to. Yes, of course you might need to change your marketing. That's okay. How often do you get asked for TRT prescription at the airport? Never. I have been all over the world. I have never once, and I'm kind of surprised at this, including the really strict countries about this, like Australia. I have never once, from any country, been harassed about my TRT vials, my syringes, any country ever. I've been harassed about other things. Like I'll have a spork, a plastic spork. They'll say, this is sharp. We have to throw this away. It's plastic. No, this is sharp. We have a rule here because we're big government. And so they throw that shit away, but never had a problem ever. Literally never. And I've been very surprised. I've expected, I carry a little note from my doctor saying, hey, Caleb is never had to use it my entire life. Kind of neat. You mentioned that moving to another country to get laid is not alpha. That is my opinion. Yes. Would that apply to the scenario in which your height is lower than your average country's height? No, that would not. How would you deal with it? Alpha up, ramp up the confidence, elevator shoes. Alpha up, ramp up the confidence, elevator shoes. There are lots of places you get custom shoes that can add up to 4 inches to your height. I have a pair. I have a pair that adds 1 inch to my height. I don't use them anymore. I used to use them on first dates when the woman was over 5'8". Because what will happen is women over 5'8" will wear fucking heels. Why do they do that? And then I'm 5'10" and a half. So if a woman who's 5'8" wears 4 inches heels, she towers over me, and then she's shocked that I'm shorter than her. I'm not shorter than you, bitch. You're wearing 4-inch heels when you're 5'8". So I started wearing these 1-inch lift shoes, and that solved that problem. As a little example. The U.S. is a shithole. Correct. I don't want to go back. Is it possible to implement a soft next in a live-in monogamous relationship? Not at all, no. You can't do a soft next in a monogamous relationship. You can't do a soft next if you live with a woman. So that is a big hell no. If not, do you know of other alphas that maintain respect long-term from their monogamous women? No. You're not going to maintain long-term respect from a woman in a monogamous relationship with very rare exception. Maybe if you're Sylvester Stallone, but Sylvester Stallone fucks other women, so he's not monogamous. His own wife has talked about this in interviews. So no. I mean, barring the 2% exception of the rule, no. Have you tried high-intensity exercise? Yes, back in my early 30s, briefly. And the results, yes, they were good results. Yes. Do you plan on learning Spanish for Paraguay, or you're just fine with Google Translate Live? I need to learn Spanish. I'm going to learn Spanish. I'm going to do it. I have a full plate right now, and I will for quite a while in my life, but eventually I will get around to it. It might be 3 or 4 years before I get around to it, but I need to get around to it. It would help me out a lot, both in business and in my woman life and my personal life and various other reasons. Yes, I'd like to learn Spanish. But for the time being, Google Translate works just fine. I have no problems with it. It's a little bit of a hassle, but I've mentioned this before. I've closed business deals using nothing but Google Translate on my phone. I've had sex with women who didn't speak English using nothing but Google Translate on my phone. It was not a problem for me. It just wasn't. It was a little bit of a hassle, but not a big deal. Does a listen fitty count as ghosting? It can. Is Uruguay replacing Panama as the sovereign CEO official lineup? Yes, it is. Working on that this year and next. I got to do it right though, so it's gonna take some time. Is Dubai the best city for buying an apartment, to rent it out, or buy out to? Dubai is great for real estate. Are you fucking kidding? Real estate is exploding out here. Holy shit. Yes, you want to invest in real estate and you don't live in Dubai, invest here. Yes. I can't invest in real estate because that's a violation of 5 flag rules. I don't want assets where I live. But I would like to. What type of residency for $1 million would we get? Temporary. Temporary. And yes, citizenship after 3 years. That's the awesome thing about Armenia. Citizenship after 3 years. You got to take a test in Armenian. So there's a few gotchas there, but you can hire a tutor. I'll talk about this later. I'm jumping ahead. Yes. What is your opinion about Peter Zeihan, who claims the U.S. is not going to collapse and that America will become extremely successful in 2040? He also claims that China will collapse in 2030. I have 2 full videos about Peter Zeihan on my Sovereign CEO channel. Watch those videos. China's going to have some problems, but, go watch the Peter Zeihan videos. I just saw him on Joe Rogan. I like Peter Zeihan. I agree with a lot of what he says. I agree with most of what he says. But then he says this crazy shit. Like, here's a good example. He's this classic example of a guy who lives in his spreadsheets and doesn't go out in the world and look for himself. He's like, oh, China has a real problem with diabetes because everyone's fat in China. No one's fat in China. Has he ever fucking been to China? I've been to China, including right before the pandemic. Fat people don't exist, virtually. It's very rare. They're all skinny as fuck. He probably read some stupid report on some spreadsheet somewhere, on some article somewhere saying, the diabetes rate in China has doubled. Yeah, it went from 0.5% to a full percent. It's so stupid. And he does a lot of that. Oh, China's fucked in 10 years. No, it's not. China could be fucked. It could be fucked. America's way more fucked. Watch my videos by him. How to design an artistic mission. That's up to you. I can't tell you what to put in your mission. If that's your primary focus of life, write down why you work if you had all the money in the world and you've already gone through the phase where you bought all Lamborghinis and everything. So you just got $1 billion tax-free. You've just spent the last 2 years getting it out of your system, buying Lamborghinis and traveling the world, banging girls. And now you have the rest of your life to live. Why do you work? It has to do with art, so write that. That's where you start. Armenia is being infiltrated by Russians. Massively so. Great. Bring in the Russian money. That's awesome. Caleb, do you think that working remote as a web developer is a good idea as a start to escape from Argentina to Paraguay? I'm in poor Argentinian. I love your content. Well, I would definitely get your currency out of that fucking currency. That's why a lot of Argentina money is coming into Paraguay. Web developer, no, unless you are very niched. There are hundreds of millions of web developers you're competing with, so it's not very niched. So unless you're niched, I wouldn't do it. You can get Armenian PR by yourself online and travel there to get it. I have heard this. I've never seen that proven. I don't believe it. What online dating site do you feel is just about to cross over from the early adopter phase into the hyper-effective phase? None. We're just not in that mode right now. Would it be safe to invest in American real estate in the next 2 years? Very complicated question. I get that question a lot. Too complicated an answer for me to answer in a quick Q&A answer like this. Get by with it English in Armenia? Sort of. It's a little less bad than Paraguay, where no one speaks English. Virtually no one. More people speak English than in like Paraguay, but a lot of people don't. Can you get by? I get by all over the world everywhere. So I get by just fine in Armenia. I've never had a problem. And I don't speak Armenian or Russian. So yeah, you can get by. It really depends on how touchy you are. If you're just easily irritated by this kind of stuff, then you might hate Armenia. If you don't care, if you're not independent like me, you love visiting foreign countries, and Armenia is awesome. Armenia is beautiful. The people are so nice. Some of the nicest people on earth. They don't look nice. They walk around like this, but you talk to them, they're like, hi, and they're super friendly. So, it's fine. Would you consider doing another Maximus offering, please? Email me, theonlyblackdragon@gmail.com. Email me, and maybe we could work something out. Caleb, if I somehow found an 8.5 girl online that's basically DTF, I don't believe it. I'm nervous as fuck to fuck her good. Do you have any tips for fucking really hot girls? I don't quite understand your question. You just proceed. Just proceed as if she's not hot. You just proceed. Just proceed. Or same shit as any other girl. Yes, you just proceed. Correct. Please give examples of personal freedoms. I already talked about that. Mr. Jones, what is the single key difference between an alpha and beta male? Confidence. That's one of the big ones. Advice for guys who masturbate too much. I've never had that problem, and I'm not an expert in that. I'm not a therapist. So I'm going to give you my layman answer to that question. Cut back. Don't just stop doing it. That might be too hard. Cut back. Number one. Number two, get laid. Follow my advice. I have all these dating books and dating blogs and dating videos. Follow my advice and go get laid. Guys who get laid a lot don't have to do that very often. Guys who are jerking off a lot, you're basically saying, I'm never getting laid. Get laid. Solve that fucking problem. Get laid. Sex is one of the two tires on your motorcycle as a man. Sex and money. You need these two as a baseline for happiness. If you're never getting laid, you'll never be long-term happy. You've got to solve that basic problem, period. And an alpha male 2.0, that means you're dating two, not one, not 47, two women, minimum, two, who you consider at least cute. And you're good. Get to that point. Any guy on this live stream, any guy watching this video can do that. It's not hard. I didn't say supermodels. I didn't say 18-year-olds. I said two girls you consider at least cute. That's it. Two. You can do that. You can do it. Let's see. Where were we here? Here we go. Does having legal residency in any given country guarantees you can travel to and from it? Does having legal residency in any given country guarantees you can travel to and from whatever you want, even in times of full surveys or lockdowns? Yes, that's the entire point. How to master sales. Too general a question. Go to store.calebjones.com. You can buy the course on location independent selling. Let's see. Some of you guys are commenting and not asking questions. Has your assessment of the USA collapse evolved any over the last 6 to 12 months? Not over the last 6 to 12 months. During the pandemic, it has. The pandemic took 10 years off the lifespan of the United States. So if the United States had 30 years, that's down as 20. But that's doesn't last, 6 to 12 months. Caleb, I think you really resonate and connect with Michael Sartain. I don't know him. If you don't know him, take down his name and you'll thank me later. I'm getting huge value from his offering. Michael Sartain. All right. Well, check it out. What niche does your fitness coach sell to? He doesn't, and he should. Men, that's not a niche. I've talked about this. How are Instagram shoutouts working for you? Good ROI? Don't know yet. Don't know yet. Ask me in about 2 to 3 months. I believe the reason you're resistant to SP is that you have low empathy and compassion. That probably helps, yes. There are positive aspects. That's absolutely very true. Yes, I have very low empathy. It's rough when you are married to a very emotional wife. So I have to work on my empathy. Hi, Caleb Jones. How would a collapse of emerging markets being averted, your opinion? How could a collapse of emerging markets be averted? You need to be more specific about that question. Emerging markets aren't going to collapse. And if you're talking about one in particular, let me know. That doesn't make a lot of sense to me. That's your question. Serious question. What's the fastest, most efficient way to reach Andrew Tate's level of wealth? I don't know what his level of wealth is. The rumor is he's worth 30 million, but who the fuck knows? We have no idea what his wealth is. The fastest way to make a lot of money is this. Find a very narrow niche who makes a lot of money by selling high margin products and sell them high margin services or information and blow your brains out with marketing. That's how you make a lot of money really fast. That's it. Just gave you the keys to the universe, guys. An E3D mini course would be awesome. I don't know if I want to do that. I already have a mini course on time management. That would be redundant in my view. But I am updating the Unchained Man. I'm going to try to do that this year. I'm going to try. It's going to be hard. Is it a good idea before moving out to another country run by company where they cover your food or rent to teach an English certification before leaving the West? No, that's stupid. Leave. Caleb, why dudes from your team don't get their own location-dependent business just working a couple hours a week instead of working for you? All the people on my team, all the people on my core team have their own businesses and have location-dependent income already. They already do that, or else I don't work with them. Billy, Jeff, they all have their own location-dependent companies. They already do that. Why would they work 2 hours a week? I don't know. Ask them. They probably want to make more money than 2 hours a week, I guess. You mentioned getting residency is mandatory in the dark age now. I agree. Do you think this should be a high top priority as well as leaving the West? Yes. Who would go far as killing Andrew Tate? I don't know. For what? What? I mean, these fucking feminists probably threaten him all the time, but who would actually fall through? I have no idea what you're talking about, and I don't know, and I don't care. What is the best way to drink clean water when moving around a lot? Is the Brita filtered water container sufficient? No, Brita's bullshit. No. Moving around a lot. There's no easy answer to that question. There is you can get, I have what I've never used. It's actually in my storage unit. These things on Amazon, these bottles, campers use them for like getting water out of a river, and they compress it and it filters it that way. That'd be okay. They're about $150, but they're big. They're not really portable. If you're really concerned about it, just boil all your water. If you're super concerned, boil it. Boil the water. That's it. Buy bottled water in that country and boil it before you drink it. If you're super good, I've never gone that far, but that's what I would do if you're concerned. A lot of evidence coming out that Tate is innocent. If he gets out of jail, wouldn't he just live full-time in Dubai because of their non-extradition clause? I don't know. That's kind of up to him. All I know is he would just end up right back in prison again for something else. Even if he was innocent, because he can't shut his mouth. I talked about this several times in my videos. That's a problem with Alpha Male 1.0s, particularly extreme 1.0s like Andrew Tate. He just can't shut his mouth. He can't do what is necessary to stay out of trouble. And I've said this many times. Andrew Tate could live an amazing life for the rest of his life, but he won't because he just can't exert any emotional control. It's sad. Also, regardless of someone's budget, should they aim to do all two, which is leave the West and get residency? Yes, you need both. As a B2B marketing lead gen agency, how do I go about charging my clients based on a percentage of extra revenues instead of a flat fee or retainer fee? Ask for their monthly bank statements. No, what you do is, that's called percentage of improvement. What you do is you specify a good hardcore percentage, because I've had businesses based on this, and you say in the contract, you have the right to audit their books at any time. You don't have to say, send me your account statements. Then you're really untrusting. But you have the right, if you view any possibility of bullshittery, you can go in and audit their books. That's you. What is the process of converting a monogamous girlfriend to an OLTR? Open marriage manual doesn't apply since it's not a live-in relationship. Those individual chapters would actually apply. So it would actually apply. Although your odds of success are lower because you don't live together, you don't have leverage over her. So your odds of success if you don't live with her are actually lower if you do a conversion. But those chapters would actually apply. Hang on, Andrew. If and/or when Andrew Tate and his brother get released, do you think he should relieve Romania? Yeah, I think he's poisoned the well in Romania. He was stupid, yes. I think Eastern Europe will be as bad as the West, so it's doing him no favors. Yeah, I somewhat agree. Yep. Women who can go sport fuck are prostitutes. That makes no sense. A lot of questions about international travel, like healthcare, phone, money, etc. Does Travel Ace cover all of that? Much of that, not healthcare. Travel Ace is about traveling, the physical act of traveling to other countries. That healthcare has nothing to do with that. So no. Money, yes. Phone, yes. Healthcare, no. When your son moved out of the West, when did he do it? Before I did. About 5 years ago, he moved out. He was smart. By the way, my daughter is working on this. She's going to take a little more time. We had a long conversation about that. She is desperate to move out of the United States. Financially, she's not as well off. And so and she's making excuses because she's Gen Z. But at some point, she'll be out of the West too. So both my kids will be out of the West. Awesome. And I could go, yes, very good. Very good, children's. Most efficient way to end a multi-year MLTRs and OLTRs with minimal blowback. Be nice, you'll get some blowback. Be very nice. And be sweet and caring and loving as you end the relationship. That's it. Just be nice. You'll get blowback. If it's OLTR, you'll get blowback. MLTR will probably get blowback. FBs don't care. When your son moved out of the West, did he have a bunch of savings or a little? I don't know those details. I would imagine he had some. He also had location and income too. I would imagine he had some. But he lives, unlike me, my son lives very cheap. He likes to live in, cheaper areas. He legitimately likes that. So he doesn't live high in the hog at all. So get an older hot female companion and fuck younger females for fun. Okay. B2B marketing lead gen here. Best cold call strip to book an appointment for high profit practices. Far too advanced a question I can answer in a quick Q&A like this. Will you return training on combat sports? That was my plan. I would still like to do that. If I do, it's going to be in my late 50s. So it's going to be a while. I have a few other things that are much more important in terms of physical body to do first. I have a lot of body fat to lose, much more important than getting back into combat sports. I have some more muscle mass to gain, much more important than getting into combat sports. I have human growth hormone and things to do with my anti-aging I need to do, much more important than combat sports. When those three things are all done, which is going to be a while, then that is the next thing I will look at doing. Yes. But it could be a long time from now. Not a big priority for me, but I would like to. Yeah, I do miss it. Yeah, you bet. Also getting pretty old. But yeah, it's not an excuse. Let's see. Where are we here? So where did the name Black Dragon originate from? So I'll give you the fake story that makes me sound really smart and cool, and I'll give you the real story that makes me sound fucking stupid. Okay? The fake story that makes me sound really clever is that it's the opposite of White Knight. Black Dragon, White Knight. That's where I came up with the name. False. People have assumed that that's where I came up with that's how I came up with the name. It's not true. People say, oh, because it's the opposite of White Knight. I go, yeah, I'm that clever. Yeah, no. The real story is much more simple and stupid. Way back in 2007 or 8, okay, when I was still just recently divorced and a total novice at this stuff, when I got into the pickup artist world, you had to pick a pickup artist name. That's how you did it back then. So I had to come up with a name, and I'm posting on forums, and I had to come up with a name. And I wanted to ask someone a question. I just had to come up with a fucking name. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know where this came from. I used to play Dungeons and Dragons because I'm a fucking nerd. Matter of fact, do I have any D&D books here? No, they're in storage. Maybe I sold them. Anyway, my favorite monster in Dungeons and Dragons was the Black Dragon because he looked cool with the big horns. And he would breathe acid instead of fire, which I thought was kind of cool. And he lived in swamps, which I thought was interesting instead of mountains and shit. And so I said, okay, Black Dragon, that sounds good. And I put a little picture of a Black Dragon. And that was my avatar for the dating, for the PUA forums. That was it. I had no idea I would start a business based on that name. I had no clue. And if I did, I would have changed the name. That's where it came from. But it's the opposite of White Knight, so that's the answer. Some Alpha 1.0 advice initially okay for some men, i.e. ultra betas. They need the harsh advice, but like the red pill, the Alpha 1.0 type mentality should be the journey up to destination for men. I slightly disagree. I think you can, I know. You can go right from beta male to Alpha 2.0. I did that. Now, I wasn't extreme beta, that's true. You don't have to go to Alpha 1.0, then go to 2.0. You don't have to do that. You really don't. What's the best process to sell an ebook in terms of marketing strategy and so on, or how you got started? What I just said earlier. Social media like crazy, blogging and or videos are better, and or podcasts like crazy to a narrow niche. I hope your ebook isn't time management or how to lose weight or how men can get laid. These are not niche topics. You better be very fucking niched. I was extremely niched, so it was easier to sell. That's how you get started. Make sure it's on Amazon. Make sure you sell it yourself. Make sure that you have all the formats, PDF, EPUB, Mobi, which is Kindle. You want to be on Audiobook, you want to be on Audible, you want to be on all the different modalities. Very important. I would also create a video course based on the ebook. I would also do that as well if I were doing that today. How is your Instagram DM appointment funnel working? Again, ask me in about 2 to 3 months. So I will let you know. Caleb, Mexico is the first flag after leaving the U.S. You could? Yeah. Mexico is fantastic. Mexico is much better than I assumed it was. 6, 7 years ago, I thought Mexico was okay. When I really delved into the country, Mexico's great. So yeah, absolutely. If you want to do that, in August, we're doing Get Residency in Mexico. Coming soon to a theater near you. Would that be a best option for North Central America in your opinion? Oh, North or Central America? Yes. Well, let me think a minute. North America, definitely yes, because that's Canada, which is collapsing, and the United States was collapsing. So fuck those countries. So Mexico's the best out of North. Central America is pretty shitty. So Panama used to be good. Don't recommend that anymore. You can use it as a flag, but I wouldn't live there. Belize is okay, but I think Mexico. So yes, Mexico is the best place in terms of Central and North America. Agreed. Yes. Do you believe in God? Yes, I do believe in God. Not the Judeo-Christian God. That's bullshit. I believe in intelligent design. I believe in something beyond our ability in science to detect and our 5 senses to detect. I think atheists who say there is no God, I know for sure if you believe in God, you're stupid, are just as insane as Christians. How the fuck do you know? You don't know. So yes, I believe there is something beyond a creator or creators. Yes, I could be wrong, but I do believe. Believe is not like 100%, but you can be 70, 80% there. I've also said publicly, and this is still true, I am 70% the way to believing in simulation theory. Not 100%. That could be total bullshit. But simulation theory, as I've talked about in my blogs and other places, is the only answer that makes sense, that explains everything. Atheists have no answers. Christians have insane answers. Religionists have no answers. Scientists have some answers, but they don't have the answers either. No one has any answers. But simulation theory, all of a sudden, everything makes sense. Where are all the aliens? Makes sense if this is a simulation. Why do the laws of physics just stop working when you just zoom in with an electron microscope? Doesn't make any sense. Science has no idea, but makes perfect sense that this is simulation. So I don't say I believe it. I'm 70% there. I think that is very plausible. How can you have children while in an open relationship, especially when they are your I don't know. I personally know over 100 couples raising kids with open marriages and open relationships. You don't tell your kids. You just don't tell them when they're little. When they're teenagers, then go ahead. Then they won't care. I did this. I raised kids. I wasn't married to someone, but I was raised my kids 50-50 when I was non-monogamous. I just didn't tell them. You don't tell them. It's real simple. Caleb, get me out of here and I'll convert to Alpha 2.0, Andrew Tate. No, you won't. You'll say, that's bullshit. And then you'll keep screaming at Greta Thunberg and then you'll go back to jail. How would you get into sales or be an entrepreneur being introverted? The same way I did it. I'm an introvert. Some of the best salespeople are introverts. Literally. Some of the highest performing, highest income salespeople in the world are introverts. You can be an introvert and be socially calibrated. Extrovert just means, extrovert means, yes, you get energy from talking to people all day. That's all that means. Doesn't mean introvert means you're a hermit, you're scared of everybody. A lot of introverts are like that, but they shouldn't be. So from 20 to 90, most men should expect to have multiple women in their lives, right? Correct. Can you please give a personal example? I answered that question twice. What will the collapsed UK look like? It's just like the United States. It can be one of 4 or 5 different scenarios, and I don't know which one it is. So you go to my YouTube channel, what will actually happen, and I present the 6 possible scenarios for collapse in the United States that almost directly applies to the UK. If you could have a chance of immortality, but the catch is you have a robot body, would you do it? I've said on the record, I've said yes. Even if you were no longer human. Yes, if my brain was transplanted into a robot body that looked and felt human, and could have the five senses, in a fucking heartbeat I would do that. Yes, I've mentioned this before in videos and blog posts. So what do we do when we get a woman through social circles? Stop going to the social circle meet so that we only meet her once a week, one-on-one. That's what I would do if we want minimal problems. Yes. What if we go to the same weekly class or SMTH? I'm not cool. I don't know what SMTH is. Weekly class, you're fucked. Sorry. No easy answers for you. Caleb, aren't you afraid if your wife is cheating on you when you're outside the country? She can't cheat on me. It's a non-monogamous marriage. She can fuck other men whenever she wants. She doesn't. And if she did, I wouldn't care as long as she wore a condom or you wore a condom. I don't care. She can't cheat in a non-monogamous marriage. Hey, Uncle Caleb, has Treasure Tuesdays had the knock-on effect of reducing the number of Alpha 2.0s and Sovereign CEO weekly videos that you're creating? No. I mean, a while back, I knocked it down to one. I removed one off one of those two channels per week, but that was a long time ago, so no. Your video on getting your shit together is very effective and a good message. What do you think will happen for those who don't even start to do this? They will be beta males and they will be crushed by what is coming. The collapse of the Western world, the rise of AI, the further feminization and childification of men, the further strengthening of women, the further left-winging of society that includes Republicans and Trump supporters. All these things, people who don't get their shit together, men who don't get their shit, are going to be crushed like a grape into this pavement. And they're going to say, God damn it, what happened? Why did this happen? And they're going to say, please, government, give me free money to fix the problem. That's what'll happen. And then they'll blame capitalism. That's what I'm not kidding. I'm not making a joke. This is what's going to happen. Too much capitalism. That was the problem. Yeah. Like America's a capitalist country. It hasn't been capitalist in 80 years. Let's see. Do not move in Armenia. You will pay tax on all your incomes. I didn't say move to Armenia. First of all, that's not true. You just said it's not true. Secondly, I didn't say move to Armenia. Get residency in Armenia. I have residency in Armenia. Do I live in Armenia? No. Do what I did. Smart. Caleb, why the videos of blog updates do so poorly? Those were honestly amazing. I'd like to know why. The videos? You said audio. You said audios, not videos. The videos did fine. And I'll start doing that again at some point. That is a low ROI activity. Paying someone to transcribe the video into a blog post and putting it on a blog. I don't make a shitload of money from that. I just don't. I will do it again, but it's a low ROI thing, so it's a low on the priority list. You mentioned that moving to another country to get laid is not alpha. Okay, we already did that. Why do you guys keep copying and pasting questions that I've already answered? What is the best product? Okay. God, there's like 3 questions in a row I already answered. What is your best product to buy sub $200 in order to help a guy create a blog type business that sells ebooks? Oh, dude, I have 2 mini courses. Store.calebjones.com. I have an entire mini course on how to monetize a blog. I have another mini course on how to write a book. Go buy those. There you go. You're welcome. How do you close clients as a marketing lead gen agency when you've never had clients in your niche before? You are honest with them. You tell them, hey, I've never done this before. So normally I would charge this. I'm going to charge you 50% discount. But I want a testimonial when we're done working together from the CEO of your company that shows how great I am. But I've never done this before. I'm new at this. That's where you're going to get a huge discount from me. I'm going to work really hard for you because I really want that testimonial. You're honest with them. You say it. Hello, Mr. Caleb. Hello. I'm planning to go to Dubai, and from Dubai, I'm going to Canada or US. What you say? I say, great. If someone is writing an ebook, could this be done in 4 weeks? Only if it's a very short fucking ebook. So no. I can bang out ebooks, but I'm a natural writer. That's my natural skill set. I can bang out a book in 3-4 months, but I'm really good at it. And that's a real book that's like, 200 plus pages. But that's me. Caleb, will you be adding, updating any videos in your courses? Slowly over time, yes. Primarily the Alpha 2.0 business course, yes. Argentinian girls are ugly as fuck. White, inbred, skinny, relatively hard to fuck. Their skin gets fucked up by the time they're 40. I agree with about half of that. They are definitely skinny. They're not inbred. They're not ugly, but they're not super hot. I agree with you. They're not smoking hot. I think Paraguay girls are way cuter than Argentinian girls, but that's more of my type. I don't like skinny girls. That doesn't turn me on. It's just not my type of girl. In terms of mental health, how bad will it get and what will happen? What the trend that has been occurring the last 5 to 10 years is going to get worse. More people depressed, more suicides, more people addicted to drugs. That's it. More women in therapy, more men going incel and MGTOW, black pill. It's just more of the same as the Western world continues to collapse. Any advice on style, clothing, accessories for dating? Anything on your, like in the content UMS, or to find other resource online? Hang on a second. That is not my strength, but here's the basic rule for fashion. Modern day styles in colors that look good on you based on your skin tone, your eye color, and your hair color. And don't wear fits that are too big. Most men tend to wear shirts and pants that are too big. A little tighter, think a little tighter. Like this shirt I'm wearing here is just about right. I mean, even this is borderline too big, but it's fine. If you like white Spanish girls are the absolute best, Venezuelan, then Spanish. Okay. Let's see. If we have available cash now, should we go buy silver, gold, or wait for a crash and buy cheap assets? I can't give you investment advice because I don't know your scenario. I don't know how old you are. I don't know what your net worth is. I don't know what debts you have. I don't know how much cash you have. I don't know I can't answer a question like that. My friend is going to UAE for a job, and from UAE is moving to Canada or is for a better future. What do you say? From the UAE to the US or Canada, that's a terrible idea. That is pretty bad, unless this scenario is unusual. If a woman hits you with a listen video and then blocks you on social media, that's not a good sign if she blocks you, but it happens. Should you text them and try to reestablish contact, or are they no longer a good prospect? It's the same exact model. You wait at least 6 months. A year is better. 4 months is the absolute minimum. Then you try to hit her up at that time. But ideally, you check to see if she has a boyfriend on social media. Unless you can't, then you do your best. So whether or not she blocks you on social media does not change the model. You should move to Ukraine. Please give examples of personal freedoms you have in Dubai, but not in the U.S. I answered that question. I'm not going to move to Ukraine. Thank you. Assuming there's no bad blood when they initiated a listen video. Yeah, doesn't change my answer. You mentioned that finishing your LI business is more important than your investments. Correct. Should be more important for you too. Should you tackle this first for getting into gold and silver? Your business will make you far more money than any investment you will ever invest in your entire life. So you guys who don't have a business yet, but are focused all this time and effort on gold or silver or Bitcoin or Ethereum, you're wasting your fucking time. You're putting your efforts in the exact wrong area. Worrying about your investments is something you do when you're at my income level. When you're making shitloads of money, then you worry about any of your decent net worth, then you start focusing on your investments. And I'm at my level, and I'm still focused on my income and my business because it makes me far more money than gold will ever make me by wide margins, by hundreds of a percent. I answered that question already. Have I tried the carnivore diet? Yes, I did quite a while ago. Do you test niches or do you pick one and then give it a go for all? I go all in. I do my research. Then I go all in. Do you find good series, movies to watch lately? No. TV sucks. TV shows suck. Movies are terrible. I've talked about this in my blogs. Prior to about 2016, 17, no, 16, 15, you would have 10 to 15 really good movies every year. 10 to 15 really good movies that I want to buy. These days, you get one every few years. So in the last several years, you've had about 3. You had, well, let's go through it real quick. Top Gun Maverick was good. 1917 was good. Spider-Man No Way Home was good. That's it. And those two movies came out because of the pandemic. They were kind of mashed in. I'm probably missing one or two movies for the past 6 or 7 years, 5, 6, 7 years. It's awful. Pink Firefly likes to watch TV shows. That's her thing. And she gets an hour and a half per day with me when it's not our day together, which is Fridays. And so she will watch a TV show. And so I will, unfortunately, I do this for her, do it for my wife. I will sit and suffer through a horrible TV show. We just finished Wednesday. Oh my God. Mary Sue, left-wing bullshit. It's just awful. And before that, the show is awful. We are currently watching Yellowstone. Now that was back in 2018, so it's not quite as horrible. It's okay. It's not horrible, but that's a 5, 6, 7-year-old show before shows really started to suck ass. Yeah, it's bad out there. That's cultural collapse. You have economic collapse and you have cultural collapse. So there you go. I've been talking for quite a while, so I'll go for another 10 minutes and then I gotta go. Hey, Kill, ever considered getting a flag in Namibia? No, I have not. As territorial taxation? No. Or anyone else in Africa? No. Too much work, and I'm too old. I've said this before, if I was 25, 22, 29, I'd be in Africa right now. Are you fucking kidding? I would be in Africa. Hell to the yes. I'm an old man, too much work. Guys who are 30 years old, should they increase their testosterone, lifting weights, and doing all the natural stuff? For men who are 30 years old, take certain vitamins and other natural means to increase their testosterone. What do they suggest? Google this, artofmanliness.com, testosterone. And you will read the best article ever written on how to raise your testosterone naturally. It's a lot of work. Get ready. It's a lot of work. It's going to take a lot of time. You can do that first, then check your T levels. If they don't work, then consider TRT. That's how that works. I came in late, got type of work. Stay in cash or gold, silver. Both. Cash, 30% hedged by gold, and some silver. Is paying for sugar girls weak game? Shouldn't a sexually attractive man be able to attract women without paying at all? Enough game should get them for free, fast as well. Right. The premise of the question is off. It's about speed. I can get laid with super hot girls without paying them a dime. I did it for 12, 13 years straight when I was more overweight than I am now and uglier than I am now. I still can. I've done it. But it takes time. So if you are a very busy guy with running multiple companies, you're making a lot of money, and you can get laid with women without having to pay them, then it's acceptable if you want to do it as a time management play. These guys who say, although I don't like hookers, but these guys who say hookers are a great investment because you can get right to sex and kick them out. You don't need any game and any time, any talking. So it's worth it to do. That is a valid argument. I don't like hookers. I don't sleep with hookers. But that's a valid argument. So it's about time management, not I can't get laid. And I've said this 10,000 times, only twice in this live stream. If you can't get laid with pretty girls, you should not pay for sex. Learn how to get laid from pretty girls, or at least cute girls. Then pay for sex if it's something you still need to do based on time management. It is a terrible idea if you can't get laid to only get laid by paying girls. It's awful. It's horrible for your self-esteem. So that's where I agree. I'm a day trader who can trade across different asset vehicles, stocks, bonds, currencies. Could this be considered a diversified income? No, day trading is not a diversified income. That is one source of income. Is it a good idea to produce content on many different platforms and have your audience over on those platforms follow you on other platforms in order to get good organic leads? Yes. Aren't Switzerland and Hungary still right-wing countries? Hungary more than Switzerland. Switzerland has a welfare state. In my view, if you have a welfare state, you're not right-wing. So the United States is nowhere near right-wing. So no. Nope. Have you read Fantasy by Robert Jordan? I have. Some. He's not my favorite. I actually liked his Conan novels more than I liked Wheel of Time. I thought Wheel of Time was too verbose. Brandon Sanderson. Yes, a lot. I've written about Brandon Sanderson on my blog. Go to alphamail20.com/blog. I've written about Brandon Sanderson a lot. Read a lot of his stuff. Any fantasy series recommendations? Well, Brandon Sanderson, The Final Empire. Fantastic. Not perfect, but fantastic. The best fantasy series ever written, even better than Lord of the Rings, in my opinion, even though it's not perfect and has problems. Malazan Book of the Fallen by Steven Erikson. Very hard to read. Not for everyone. A lot of you will start reading the book and go, what the fuck? Because he doesn't explain anything. There's no exposition. He just throws you into the world and you have no idea what's going on. And it takes you a whole novel or two to figure out what's going on. But once you figure out what's going on, it's amazing. It's amazing. Really good trilogy. Another one is First Law by Abercrombie. First Law trilogy. And there are several independent novels after that in the same series, or in the same world, I should say. Very good. Excellent. So there's a few. Fantasy is my thing, man. I have finally moved out of my parents' house. Good. And getting my PT qualification. And now I have a girlfriend. Cool. Well, I don't know about the PT qualification, but I hope girlfriend is bad. Once I have a steady income through location business, I'm going to leave the UK. Good. Leave your girlfriend too. No girlfriend until you are 30. God damn it. You think that Greta Thunberg is wrong? Yes, I not only think she's wrong, I know she's wrong. She's mentally ill. Please give examples of Jesus. I answered that question. You're insane, dude. For getting stuff to your new country, i.e. clothes for the winter, etc., would you just leave it in cooler countries? For getting stuff to new countries, like clothes for the winter, would you just leave it in cooler countries? What countries do you suggest as storage? I don't really understand the second part of your question. For getting stuff to your new country, clothes for winter, would you just leave it in cooler countries? Yeah. I mean, I have a bunch of coats in the United States. I threw a lot of weight, too. I brought some over here, but I didn't need to. Yeah. What do you think of women who flirt with men in your face? Should she be addressed? You mean a woman? I don't understand the context of your question. You're out on a date with a woman you're dating and she flirts with another guy? You're on a first date and she flirts with another guy? She's an FB and flirts with another guy? I need to know the context to answer that question. Do you like silver coins? Silver is a fantastic fucking investment. It's great. I like all silver. Hell to the yes. I bought it for the wanted your opinion on them. I own lots of silver, including silver coins. Silver is fucking awesome. Yes. Since Andrew Tate is part black, do you think it shows in his Alpha 1.0 mannerisms? No. I mean, you could argue that's part of it. Sure. Genetically, sure. But, yeah, possible. Are they a good investment? No idea. Will Founder Sanctum have a curriculum, or will it be ad hoc support, structured free reign? Haven't quite decided on that yet. It's going to be more ad hoc. There will be some structure, but not as much. But I don't know yet. Different people on my team have different opinions about that. Could you be more specific about what exactly the support will entail? No, I can't. What part of support will be? Sorry, I can't be more specific. Do you also train beta males on how to behave with women? Yeah, that's what Alpha Male 2.0 is. Converting beta males to Alpha Male 2.0s. Damn, German girls tend to be really forward, in my opinion. When I was in Munich, 3 different girls approached me. That's cool. That's awesome. How long from residency Armenia can one get a passport? 3 years. How about Paraguay? Never, unless you live in Paraguay 9 months out of the year for a minimum of 3 years. Also like the 500K plus lifestyle changes, plus one from me. What is that? Lifestyle plus 500K plus. I don't know what you're talking about. Did I forget about something? A video why happy wife, happy life is absolutely terrible. Would love to hear your thoughts. Are you talking about a particular video on YouTube? I don't know. I don't know. You got to show Pink Firefly the 6-pack. Bro, so what I'm going to do, she is nervous getting her picture taken, believe it or not, in certain contexts. So we go to Maldives. I'm going to get a photographer out there, and I'm going to take so many fucking pictures of her, like in bikinis and shit. I need to, like, show her off more. It's good for the brand, the Alpha 2.0 brand anyway. And, oh, yeah. And she's been nervous about this, but now that she's, like, just totally getting ripped, she's more, more cool with that stuff. So, all right. Oh, yeah, I have a lot of pictures coming, especially when the Black Dragon and Pink Firefly comic gets re-released, continued, issue number 3. We have issue number 3, 4, and 5 already in the can done. Working on issue 6. So we're going to bring that back shortly. To rephrase a past question, if someone has the opportunity to stay a few weeks where rent and food is paid to buy time in Central Europe, teach English on the side, should they do this? Stay a few weeks for rent and food is paid to buy time in Central Europe. Teaching. I don't know why. Yes, that sounds like a waste of time for me. Which country has the curviest white women? I remember you saying Eastern Europe. That is correct. It would be, in terms of titties, yeah, it's Eastern Europe. Westerns. Mm-hmm. Yep. Any opinions on demographic changes, population trend? Okay, we already answered that question. Why are Russian and Ukrainian girls so much more approachable as compared to Dutch women? Well, approachable and dateable are two different things. Russian women are not very dateable. They're awful. I've been to St. Petersburg to surprise how easy it was to read. Dutch women, I have no experience, so I cannot give you any viewpoints on that. Why do some red pill guys like to be angry? Most men, I have estimated about 60% of men in the red pill world like to be angry. Why do they like to be angry? It's more like guys who like to be angry are attracted to certain aspects of red pill. Red pill doesn't make guys angry. It attracts a certain category of angry guy. Not all guys in red pill are angry. Richard Cooper isn't angry. So not all of them, but a lot of them. And I think it's the majority, not the vast majority. I put it about 60% of guys in red pill are guys who like being angry. Same thing with hardcore right-wing Trump guys. They like being pissed off at feminists and Bill Gates and the Great Reset, and they're getting all mad. They like to be angry about shit. Being angry is fun. It's stupid. It'll destroy your life, but it is fun if you are that kind of personality. I did 5 pillars personality tests for extremely high in neuroticism and openness to experience. Jordan Peterson said it's the worst combination. Well, the Jordan Peterson's obviously never wrong. She's played everything Jordan Peterson says. Didn't he almost fucking kill himself because he was depressed and did a bunch of drugs? That's the next, guy, people, Messiah figure that all these right-wingers worship, then he self-imploded with, okay, now we're going to go to Andrew Tate. You know what to focus on to not get depressed. I'm not going to ask because I've never been depressed in my life. I don't even know what that would feel like. Any opinions? Jesus. Do you recommend the monthly retainer pricing model for a marketing lead gen agency? Sure. Or is it better to get priced based on the yearly amount of business I'm going to bring them? Both. You charge based on how much you're going to bring them, and that becomes your retainer. Or a monthly payment for an annual contract. Both. Sounds much harder to close on. What is your preferred time to go to sleep at night? Do you prefer to screw mornings or evening? Preferred time to go to sleep at night between 10:30 and 11:30 p.m. That is my preferred time. And it's usually based on whenever my wife is ready. So tonight I'm staying up late for you fuckers. Do you prefer to screw mornings or evening? Neither. Late mornings, mid-afternoons. Like the middle of the day is why I like to do it. I don't know why. But mornings, yeah. Sure, mornings are great. Evening is great. Anytime, anywhere. As long as I'm not working. As long as I'm in the middle of work. Work comes first. I have to tell my wife this, my FBs. Work comes first. Daddy has to work first. Okay, then playtime. Work first, then playtime. But playtime, I got a lot of playtime. Several times a week. So yes. I'm asking if your responses are US dollar. Huh? Don't you mean? What's your best advice for short guys in 5'6" have to work harder on my taller competition? Can you please do a podcast for shorter guys? It would be too quick. Elevator shoes. Here's the answer for short guys. Lifts in your shoes, elevator shoes, buy them 1 to 4 inches, and focus on women who are as tall or shorter than you. On the online dating, it makes it very easy. 5'6", you go 5'5" and under. You probably want to go after women who are like 5'8". That'd be harder. Possible, but harder. That's it. Were you ever jealous? If yes, how did you get over it? When I was a beta male, I was jealous all the time. Beta males are jealous all the time. So are alpha male 1.0s. Yes. Before my conversion to alpha male 2.0, yes. When I was going through the process of my conversion and I first started to date women non-monogamously, I've told this story before. I had a scenario where I was dating someone. She was an 18-year-old MLTR. I was in my late 30s. And I had an experience where, this is a long time ago. This is probably 15 years ago now. We were at a strip club because that's where she wanted to go. She was a crazy little whore. She was a crazy bitch. Loved her to death. She was crazy. What happened now? Some guy was talking to us. Then she started talking to a guy. And I was watching the strippers. And I don't like strip clubs. I think they're stupid. But she turns to me and says, hey, this guy wants to see my boobs. So I'm going to go out to his pickup truck and show him my tits. And he's going to pay me $50 or something like that. It was hilarious. And I'm like, I said, I was started getting jealous. I went, wait a minute, I need to make this work in my life. Jealousy means I will not be happy. Happiness is my priority. I don't give a fuck what women do. I don't give a shit. I am more important than any woman. All these things. I said, okay. I said, here's the deal. If you're not back in 10 minutes, I'm coming out there, not because I'm jealous, because I'm worried about your safety. Okay? Cool? She's like, oh, that's cool. No, it'll be less than 10 minutes. So when she got up and left with this guy, I felt a surge of jealousy. I wanted to kill that son of a bitch, right? And I went, wait a minute. This is outdated biological wiring. This is all bullshit. There's no reason to be jealous. She's a goddamn 18-year-old girl. I'm not going to marry this chick. Who fucking cares? Calm the fuck down, Caleb. And I did. I had to breathe a little bit. And that was the last time I felt any real jealousy. It was 15 years ago. And it all worked out because she was back in 5 minutes. It was all fine. Dated her for many years. Not a big deal. Caleb Secures podcast, notes from episode 5, medical interventions for longevity. It's in his lifespan podcast. Oh, episode 5. Okay. And he says, don't take HGH. He says that. But I'll check it out, sure. I'm asking because your responses are usually hilarious and wise. Well, that's me, hilarious and wise. I think that's a pretty good assessment. Hey, Caleb, have you ever considered flagging it? You know, if you guys keep repeating questions, I'm going to have to put you in a timeout. I can click a little button that puts you in a timeout or bans you. If you keep copying and pasting questions I've already answered, I have to give you a timeout. So don't do that. Don't test me, bro. All right, a few more questions and I got to go. It is almost 2 a.m. here. Shit, I've been talking for 3 hours. Jesus. Can guys in their 20s and early 30s become Insta influencers if they have a good body and good fashion sense? Very difficult. High bar to entry, very unlikely to succeed. You're competing against women. People don't want to look at hot guys. They want to look at hot girls, including girls want to look at hot girls. So is it possible? Let's just saying, is it possible I could win the lottery? Yes, it's possible. Likely, no. I wouldn't try. More copy and pasting comments. I already answered the thing about hotels, guys. I don't know what's going on with you guys and your copy and paste questions. Did I plan on? I already answered that one. I already answered that. Okay. Is it legal safe to travel with kratom and other nootropic supplements? I would say yes, but I've never done that, so I can't answer that question. Does having legal residency? Yeah. Jesus, guys. What's going on with these copy and paste questions? I'm wondering if StreamYard is fucking this up and like repeating questions here. I'm getting a nonstop repeat of questions. This is really weird. Huh. Does your FBs also have several other FBs? I have a lot of FBs, so it depends which one. Some of them have none because they don't want any. Some of them have one or two. And some of my more sporadic ones have tons. So that's kind of the breakdown. The FBs I see the most often have the least amount of other men in their life. Either 0, maybe 1, usually 0. If I see them a lot, they're like hardcore FBs. If they're more distant FBs, they might have 1 or 2. If they're sporadic FBs I see once or twice a year, they got a bunch. Let's see how it works. Okay, a few more questions. I got to roll. Caleb, during day game, I have a major problem with flaky phone numbers. I never get a fake one. Girls almost always text backs. They don't come on the date. Curious if you found a solution to that. That is the challenge with day game. All day game guys have that problem. That is part of the thing you need to mitigate with day game. That is one of the reasons I stopped doing day game. And again, I'm not a day game expert. I can't help you. I would not be the guy to ask about that. But I had the same problem. I made it work, but I had the same problem. Definitely. Let's see. You have said we can profit with the collapsing West by solving problems, i.e. with infrastructure and others. Is mental health another area to capitalize on? If you're niched, and I would focus on something in the female niche with women, because 90% of people who go to see therapists are women. So I would do something with women, maybe. Sure. Do you think some sort of Caesarism will come to particular Western countries as Spengler predicted? That is one of the 6 possible scenarios. There is one of the 6 possible scenarios I talk about with Western collapse is a strong man scenario. you elect or have a guy take over, a Hitler type guy, a Mussolini, won't be a Hitler type, maybe more like a Mussolini type guy, or an extreme Donald Trump type guy, or an Andrew Tate type guy who says, I'm going to take care of all this shit for you. You don't worry. I'm a strong, tough guy. I'll take care of this. And all the right-wingers go, thank God, a strong man like Putin to run our lives. Yay. And the left-wingers will be slightly pissed, but they may go along with it. They may have no choice. So that is a possibility. I don't know if that'll happen, but that's definitely a possibility, yes. I mean, I've seen many times these people on Fox News, they say shit like, I wish Putin would run the United States for a while. Westerners become authoritarian. Best places for women to be South America, Southeast Asia, and somewhat Eastern Europe. Any other reasons individual countries that are good for dating? You just named them. South America, Southeast Asia, somewhat with Eastern. That you just named it. That's it. Those are the best places. That's it. That's it. That's it. What are your best Latin American countries to get citizenship in your opinion? Paraguay can easily get residency, but without their passport. If you move to if you spend 9 months a year per year in Paraguay for 3 years in a row after getting residency, they'll give you a passport, most likely. Beyond that, passport. You can live in Argentina. You got to live there, though. Argentina will give you a passport. You live there, I think, 4 years. So if you're willing to live there in these countries for a few years, you'll get a passport. Yeah. Uruguay, too. You got to live there, though. Got to live there. Hey, Caleb, do you still consider options training to be a viable 2.0 business? Absolutely. Have you ever traveled to New Zealand? Yes. New Zealand is beautiful. Love New Zealand. Really nice people. Women. But, and move there. Okay, but visit there. Beautiful landscape. Wonderful, very nice people. So wait, Caleb, at 5'7", do you think I'm a fool for not using lifts? I would use lifts if I was 5'7", on most first and second dates only. Once you have sex there twice, you won't care. To me, it would look absurd to take my shoes off before sex if I lost 4 inches. Women don't care. Maybe don't do 4 inches, do 1 or 2. I didn't say do 4. Do 1 or 2. It's fine. I do 2. If you're screwed 2 sisters in a threesome, I know 2 sisters both are 40 plus and scorching hot. I have definitely had sex with sisters. Definitely. And mothers and daughters and all various other combinations. 2 sisters at the exact same time during a threesome? No, I've never done that. I don't care to do that. But 2 sisters? Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. Hey, Caleb, if you had to start the Black Dragon blog all over again today, how would you do it? Thanks. I would be a stronger focus on video, stronger focus on social media, stronger focus on collabs with other providers in the niche. That's how I would do it today. What happened to the Arnold Statham skit for your early podcast? Love to hear that again. It's at my Alpha Male 2.0 channel. You just type in Black Dragon podcast. There was like four or five Black Dragon podcasts way back years ago. They're in there. I'm attracted to tall women. Since most women tend to be shorter than a man, how would I approach that? You just screen. It's harder. You can do it. Just the numbers game. Yes? Or is this unrealistic, like over 33 with lowest? No, it's not unrealistic. It just makes it harder. The pickier you are, the harder this gets. What's your current solution for SIM cards when traveling? I did a whole video on that, on phones and traveling. Go look at my Sarvan CEO YouTube channel. Easiest thing to do, there's 2 easy solutions. One is you get the T-Mobile International plan, but that doesn't work super well in every country. Number 1. Number 2, you can do those eSIM apps. They kind of work. Number 3, the best solution, hardcore, is as soon as you land in the new country, go get a SIM card. Often you can do it at the airport. Sometimes you can't. That's still what I stick with because that's the most reliable way to do it. What predictions have you gotten completely wrong? I predicted that Mitt Romney would win the election, the 2012 election. I predicted Mitt Romney would win. Obviously, he didn't win. Obama won. He lost by a fraction of 1%. So I was pretty fucking close. So that was wrong. I predicted the global financial crisis would occur in 2012. It occurred 4 years early in 2008. Got that wrong. What else have I gotten wrong? I've gotten a few things wrong. I have a whole video coming up on the cerveza sickness and all the things I got right. I wrote 2 long articles in March of 2020. I said, and everything I said turned out to be correct, except for 6 words where I said, in a few weeks, this will blow over and no one will care about it. I was wrong about that, but I corrected myself, self-corrected within a week and said, no, I was wrong about that. What's wrong with that? But everything else I said about Cerveza, literally everything was 100% right. And a lot of people in the comments were 100% wrong. That video is coming this week. It's going to be a fun one for me. I'm going to be smiling ear to ear when I do that video. Watch that video. Okay, Caleb, you've noticed that goods such as clothing, electronics, and other items are cheaper in emerging market countries. Yes, they are. Moving out of the U.S. and also continuing to buy all these things in Co. Well, they're also really good in Singapore. Singapore is a great place for electronics too. But yes, you're right. Thoughts on moving to South Africa? South Africa is collapsing. I wouldn't do it. Main home base, is it collapsing? Yes, it is collapsing. Do not recommend as a primary living flag anymore. If I live in a suburb 40 minutes away from a non-US city, how is it better to use Tinder's travel feature to move downtown? How would you approach this location, metro area of 2.5 people? That's exactly what I would do. Yeah, move it downtown and focus on that downtown core. And if you have to drive a little bit, you do that. Yep. Vasectomy for guys who are 40 without kids, yes or no? Yes. Yes. I think men who get vasectomies and never have children are heroes. I think women who never have kids are heroes. Right-wingers scream when they hear me say that, but it's true. They're heroes. In a welfare state world, which we live, a left-wing welfare state planet, which pretty much we live in the Western world, you're a hero if you don't have kids. So yeah, do it. If you're terrified, freeze your sperm. When you started Alpha up in your early 30s, what did you do to begin this? What mindset and behavioral traits did you change? Everything. I changed everything. I changed everything. I also got divorced. I left the oppressive monogamous marriage. Am I back? Tell me if I'm back. I'm going to wait. Am I back now? It looks like I'm still getting this weird error. Not error, but am I back? Yes, I'm back. Okay. Some of you guys are saying the reason I'm seeing repeated questions is because the stream is very slow. I apologize. StreamYard sucks today. I don't know why. It is not my internet. It is not my internet. It is not my internet. All right. I'm going to go back up. 3 more questions, and I got to go. I got to go to bed. It's late. Late here. Hang on. I don't know where I was here. Jesus. Where am I here? Okay, let's see. 3 more questions. Here we go. If I didn't get your question, I'm sorry, but motherfucker, I've been talking for 3 hours. I think we're good. Let's see. Where am I? Okay, here we go. 3 more questions. Question number 1 out of 3. I've also got a second date with an 8.5, 10 girl. Any suggestions? Hottest girl I've been with. 2 general questions. I will not count that as one of the questions. What do I do on a date? 2 general questions. How do I get laid? 2 general questions. How do I make money? 2 general questions. Hi, Caleb. So question number 1 out of 3. Does your Sovereign CEO company work with or offer collabs with prop trading firms specializing in futures trading? It does not. Best marketing courses and sales courses currently. My course, How to Get Clients. Go to store.calebjones.com. Go there. All right, last question of the day. Where can you find your Sublime Your Time goal? I'm struggling with time management. Should I just use Toggle and stop being a lissig and over analyzing this shit? All of the Sublime Your Time blog articles are over at the Sovereign CEO blog. That is at calebjones.com/blog. It's a little messy over there. Some of the comments are missing. I still have them all, but they're there. I've got to pay a guy to fix it all, and that is a very low ROI thing again, so I'll get around to it. But they are there if you look around. I'm struggling with time management. I just use Toggle and stop being a lissig. Yes. Focus on improvement work, an hour a day, set a timer, and get to work. And stop being a fucking lissig. Stop making excuses. Stop thinking and start acting. A lot of you need to. What a great way to end this live stream. Stop thinking, stop analyzing, stop debating, stop jerking off with your brains, and get into action and start actually doing shit. You can't afford to fuck around anymore. And what's really sad is there are people watching this live stream right now or watching the recording of this who several years from now are going to be fucked because you didn't do anything now for whatever reason. So don't be like that. So join, if you can afford it, 90-Day Business Builder, 90daybizbuilder.com, or if you have more money and want to get more detailed, more one-on-one coaching, 500K Business Accelerator, 500k.io. If you want residency in Paraguay or residency in Armenia, or join me for a mastermind, go to calebjones.com/events. Cool. I have to go night-night and go cuddle with my smoking hot wife with the big titties. And I will see you next Tuesday for the next webinar. I don't know what that is yet. I don't have my schedule from me, but I'll see you soon. Have fun.